Good evening, guys. Sorry for the delay. I think it's just going to be me today, I think. How we all doing? Hey, Craig. Hey, Philip. Hey, Donna. Hey, mate. Hey, Dan. How are we all doing? Have you all had a good weekend? Craig's been a member for 29 months. Thank you, Craig. Okay, we're talking about the one that's out from member zone at the moment. Yeah, that's the, as far as I'm aware, the largest zoo in the UK. I'm good. Tired as normal, but I'm good. Yeah, yeah. Whipsnade is a very, very good zoo. Definitely recommend if you're ever in that area. I don't know how your cherry blossoms are, Donna, but mine are very well. Thank you. As are my blue whales, they're doing really well. And I've already got baby polar bears. Blue whales are really nice looking, and quite big for Cabaris. There's a Cabaris blue whale there, more for Angry Monk. And the polar bears are normal white Panda King. So Panda King white or polar bear. What can you say? Edinburgh got only now get like the pink rose pandas. I might produce some pink rose myself, possibly with the pinks. Yeah, pink pandas and piggies, they breed pretty well. They do pretty well. They're really nice, both really nice. I think the piggies are underrated. And then, yeah, from the pink pandas, if you're lucky, you can get what's been called pink rose, or I think Sacris is the same as well, where it's completely pink. And then being that, uh, especially the things that have been all a panda type, they breed really really easily. Even piggies, they breed fairly easy and quickly. I hope they'll get some more. I suppose at the next show, which is Hampshire. We've just released a trade list today. So now I'll probably be on the lookout for more isopods. But the rubber duckies, they're certainly not the hardest. They take a while to get going. Once you dial in their care, I don't find them particularly difficult. Trick is sort of not keeping them too warm and not keeping them too humid, but I do want a bit more humidity. I mean, and they are quite secretive as well, and then they're seasonal breeders, so you only get kind of one brood a year kind of thing. And they're sort of fairly small broods, which is why, although the prices come down a lot, but they still hold their price a bit. Hey Josh, how's it going? Oh yeah, a lot of the pods will go wild over snake sheds, especially Porcelios. Yeah. They love a snake shed. Yeah, Armadillions will go for it as well. I just find Porcelios go for it with even more gusto. No idea, Josh. No one's come on yet. It's just me. Yeah, I read on. Yeah, a lot of the Porcelios are very, very hungry. a lot of the time. But years ago, a friend sent me footage of his dairy cow setup, and for his dairy cows, he was feeding them chicken carcasses. So I'll put a link in chat if anyone does want to hop on. But there's no rush if you don't want to. Maybe send some more messages out again to see if I can get some for guests. Oh, Josh had the stream on 7 minute delay. Oh, you caught up now. Send it to him on Facebook, Josh. So it's in chat, and also I just sent it to you on Facebook. I did. Sorry, Amy. Oh, hey, Chris. Yeah, you said it's got a large one, Amy, so yeah, that might probably why. But better it will be back up. Oh god. Oh, that didn't hurt too much, Amy. Okay, as long as it didn't hurt. Hopefully I'll have better luck next time, Amy. They are all sorted now, Amy.
Hello.
How you doing?
Hello. Ooh, I can't hear. Hello.
How you doing?
Oh, I need my headphones. Sorry.
Can you hear me now?
Sorry.
Oh,
Right.
feedback.
Yeah. I have to use my headphones because otherwise you'll be able to hear yourself.
Sorry.
Right. Okay, that should have stopped the feedback loop now.
Hopefully.
Yes.
Yep, yeah, I can't hear myself coming back at me now.
That should have stopped the feedback loop
Oh,
now.
no. Because you've closed YouTube in any other window, haven't you?
Yes.
Yeah, hopefully that closed YouTube in any other window, haven't you?
Oh. Yes. I had you open on my phone. I'm like turning my PC down. Where is this noise coming from? My phone is like underneath the desk, so I didn't even notice. I'm like, what? I'm sure this is set up right. All right, anyway. Hello, sorry about that.
We've all been there and done that. I mean, I would once she's perhaps had a fill, put her back in. So once she's finished eating, probably. I think Amy might join us in a minute as well. That'd be cool.
Awesome.
Ooh, how's it going, Josh?
Yeah, good man. Busy day. Lots of isopod type things, but also like just normal work. Just relaxing now. I thought I'd catch the live. I tried to like block out every Monday now so that I can at least watch her a little bit. Because I quite enjoy it. I didn't know that you guys didn't until I don't know, the first one I joined a couple of months ago now.
Oh yeah.
Because you don't really get pop-ups for lives on like YouTube.
They're quite erratic in terms of like if it actually notifies people that it's going on and stuff. And I'm not always the best at advertising unless I've got like a special guest coming on. Then just pure interview style. And then it's like, I don't know, obviously a good week or so in advance that got this person coming on. And then it's like, right, I'll push that and advertise that. When there's no plan, it's
that makes sense. I quite like the whole just jump on, have a chat type situation anyway. I quite like watching it.
So, but yeah, no, well, there's been pretty much solidly feeds in terms of tarantulas and scorpions and centipedes.
Nice.
So,
how long does it take to feed everything?
In terms of tarantulas, scorpions, centipedes, stuff, it took me probably 6-7 hours.
Oh, okay, that's not that bad. That's not bad at all.
Sort of thing for everything, celebrate for lunch, and then afterwards I did do a little bit of filming of a quick kind of rehouse to do a short for Habitat.
Nice, yeah. Nice. I've always said I would never get a centipede, and I can pretty much stick to it. But I am now getting one, but it's a very specific type. So I'm just going to try and get the scientific name so you can have a look at it. But it doesn't really look like a centipede. I think that's the only reason I've gone for it.
Okay. Might be one I haven't heard of then. If it's a centipede that doesn't look like a centipede.
It's a mimicking species. Let's have a look. Yeah, I'm not even going to try, mate. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that. Let me send it to you on Facebook.
Yeah, send it to me and I'll have a look. The errata saying we probably would have taken me an age to sort out.
What's that? Sorry, what would it take?
Erratus, Themictopus erratus slings.
Okay.
Bought a female with a sack, and Amy's separated around 300 slings from that sack.
Honestly, I like really respect any other invert keeper because I feel like iceball keepers are really lucky in the fact that we can just feed everything at the same time.
Yeah.
Everything else,
It's one of these things like my fruit and veggie is all my spars and everything else. They take me longer to do all the feeds of because there's also then the adding of leaf litter if it's gone down and this, that, the other. But I don't have to separate them out to raise everything individually.
Yeah, I guess that's true. So the setup to raise them individually is a bit tedious, but the feeding is not as bad. I get you.
I don't know if I've heard of those. Let me have a Google.
Yeah, so they seem to mimic millipedes.
Interesting.
But it doesn't. The reason I like it is like I like armored, so I don't know if you know, but I've got a load of millipedes, but I don't like the round ones. They just really like I don't know. They just creep me out a little bit. Like they're a bit like wormy. So all the millipedes I've got are all like flatbacks or spikies or like feather millipedes, for example, stuff like that. But the round ones, I just can't stop looking at and going, oh my god, that looks so much like a worm. I think it's a smaller species of centipede as well.
Yeah, millipede-like centipede. Oh, known from Borneo and the Philippines.
Hmm.
See what I mean? Yeah. So I mean, you could. Yeah, it's only a centipede, but also it looks like an armored millipede.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and that's why I like that's the so like I mean I won't say never because I say never to a lot of things, but I've always said I'll never get another centipede, and then I see this and I'm like, oh, okay, actually this is really cool looking. It will just be a pet. I certainly not dabbling in breathing anything like that, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. But I'm getting quite a few just because I've been told that it's good to get a few, just because like they don't always survive everything.
Okay, I've never even heard of them before.
I didn't like centipedes either, and then I decided to get 10 of them, and it was the stupidest thing in the world. No, seriously, I got 10, like Phil got 10 at the same time, but my ones ended up being majority female and all gravid.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, you lucked out there, really.
No. Nope, that's not lucking out. Nope. I have a vinegarine female right now who's probably.
I feel like Phil liked it. I feel like Phil was very happy.
Yeah, he was happy when his were laying.
Yeah.
Amy just wasn't happy when one of hers jumped out the tub.
I was checking on it to make sure that it was alive. It did not need to jump me.
To be fair, do you know what? I think the reason I find them so scary is I don't know if anyone in here has ever played. I don't know what console it was on. It was King Kong. I can't remember if it was Xbox One or if it was previous or PlayStation, but they had this massive centipede in it, and there was just this specific level where this centipede just kept jumping at my face in this game. So I think that scared me from a young child.
That makes sense.
But they come in different colors as well. Oh, sorry, go on.
I didn't do it. It wasn't silly. You have to check for if they're okay and stuff. So I checked, and I didn't do that. I didn't say, "Oh, run out onto my lap."
Bit like when someone we know, Leah, had a centipede bite her on the boob.
Well, that's the other thing is like I would not like to be bitten by a centipede. I don't.
Hello, hang on.
I
can't hear anything at the moment.
The one that you're getting, the mimic one, do you reckon that the bite would be as bad as a regular centipede?
Because it's not a new species, but it's not like widely available.
Yeah.
The person I'm getting him from is like quite well known in the centipede hobby from their respective country, so they're going to give me some care guides and requirements. But in terms of like I was talking to them just about centipedes in general, and like apparently just the studies on venom effects on humans just is so. There's not much out there.
I do kind of feel like the bite is going to hurt either way, but the venom side of it is kind of like with spiders, whether you're going to be allergic to their venom or not, like a bee sting sort of thing.
Possibly, but equally, like I'm very hands off. There's no chance in hell that thing is ever going to be able to get out. I will make 1,000,000 times sure of that because if it does, I'm moving house.
Escape-proof enclosure yet?
What's that? Sorry.
Have you invested into the escape-proof enclosures yet?
As soon as I get a guaranteed amount, then I'll get the enclosures because I want them all to match because I'm a little bit OCD like that.
I think. Do you get any like custom aquarium enclosures? Because he makes centipede-proof ones.
Yeah. I mean, literally, as soon as I know which ones I'm getting and the sizes, because apparently they can get a little bit stressed out if it's too big.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if that's normal. I don't know if it's not normal, but that's what I was told. So I need to figure out if I'm getting babies, if I'm getting juvies, if I'm getting adults. I know that I am going to get at least one adult pair because he told me I should try and pair them. I've told him no. But
if you do pair them, you can just pester Phil and be like, Phil, what do I do? Send help.
Yeah,
Jeremy would be better to pester on that one because he's actually paired centipedes before.
Yeah,
I wouldn't ask Chris because he dislikes them as much as I do.
Bloody horrible.
I hope I just get a few different colours because like there is not like it's not like there's any cool blues or anything like that, but like I like the reds and I like the oranges.
Yeah, there's like got like ones I like. Yeah, black body with bright orangey red legs or yellowy.
But they just look so armored. But they are obviously.
Yeah.
In one of the photos, in fact, it's because this is the other question I asked him. It's kind of like what obviously what am I feeding them, and he's just feeding them, normal kind of feeders. Because in one of the photos on Google, it's actually attacking and killing a yellow-banded millipede. And I'm the only one in the UK, except for Aaron now, who has the yellow-banded millipede. So I certainly don't want to be feeding them my yellow-banded millipedes. You know what I mean? So I hope that they, like I said, he said that he just feeds them normally. But yeah, I don't want to be feeding them any sort of millipedes. But if you have a look, a lot of people seem to be holding them, and I don't know, maybe they're just really brave, or
maybe they forgot that they were centipedes, and they're like, "Oh, millipede, touch."
Yeah, I don't know how well like this is going to show on here, but this is that's going to be quite blurry, isn't it?
They look very similar to like sort of the red dragon type ones.
Why is it not like focusing?
Not the pink dragons, the red dragons.
I don't know. It's not focused on my phone, but
they're a little bit more like millipedes.
No, that's millipede mimicking species.
They say like armored millipede.
An armored millipede, but
so
they're not.
That's it attacking the yellow-banded millipede. There again, it's not a very good photo, but yellow-banded millipede, like the adults are about, like you can't get a sense of scale. It's so hard. They're a good size, right? So they've got to be at least like I don't know.
Aren't they usually about like 8 centimeters, sort of thing at most? Like decent.
Yeah, that sounds about right. You know the false pink dragons. I've got some of those.
Is that the O species? Is it O species? Something like that.
No, it starts with an A. So the O species is the yellow banded, OPH something.
There's a pink version of the O species, right?
Yes, yeah. There probably is. Okay. Yeah, there's like so many different types of O species ones, right? But the ones I was thinking of, I'm pretty sure. In fact, let me look while we're talking, because I don't like giving out the wrong information. Give me a second.
What's the
Giganteum? Said he was bitten by a Scolopendra giganteum in the rainforest.
Oh no!
The after effects of the venom were just like a hangover that lasted for 2 days.
No, don't do that one.
No. Don't do centipedes. Just don't do them.
See, Chris, this is why I like you.
I talk sense and understanding of millipedes. No.
What millipedes? Yes. You mean centipedes?
Oh, sorry, millipedes. Yes. Centipedes. No.
I'm going to give this a go. So this is the false pink dragon, Anthromorphia Ucinta. That's the one that I was talking about. Anyway, usually get them from the spider shop, and at max size they get about this. So the yellow bandy get about 1.5 times the size. So they're just a bit of a longer millipede. Is all I was trying to say. So the centipedes, they must be around the same size or a little bit bigger. So maybe 10 centimeters.
And they look really cool. Really, really cool.
Thanks, dude. I seem to just have really expensive tastes. Is the only thing that makes me a bit sad. Like I never seem to like I can never find something that's just like, oh yeah, that's 50p. Way, you know what I mean? Oh, dear.
Or not, I could say the same thing with.
Especially with all the recent isopods you've been getting, they're insane.
Yeah, it's getting a bit out of hand.
See, like even if I want a really expensive spider, it's probably not going to come close to the prices that you're paying for your isopods. I can get a Celadonia for less than you could probably buy like lemon blues for.
I find it really strange.
Isopods is an investment.
So are spiders. Hey, I breed them. You know this, mister. Don't you try me.
I think
We breed mantis too.
I think that I'm not sure about why isopods, because I feel like the spider community is much bigger than the isopod community.
But hey, no, don't.
Were spiders ever expensive? I don't know.
Phil does. Don't encourage him. Don't do this. He bought frigging cave crickets the last time he was encouraged, and he bought like painted frigging grasshoppers the last time he was. Don't do this. He's got a frigging red fang wandering egg sac. I'm already dealing with like 300 tarantula slings as well as wolf spiders and jumping spiders, and it's Phil's fault.
Well,
Phil
maybe
doesn't
Phil,
need encouragement, though. Did you see him? Did you see him at Exotics at Heart?
Yeah, but if you encourage him, it's going to be like double bad, like twice the extra stuff.
That was the same. That's what happened at Exotics at Heart. He bought. He went to go and buy a little bit, and he ended up coming back with a bloody polybox full of stuff.
At first, I thought that was my fault, and then I was like, nah, because I was only getting him to look at like a couple of vinegaroons. He did the rest.
And he walked out with half the box.
vinegaroons.
They literally had to give him his own polybox because of something.
I did only buy a couple of vinegaroons, and then like 9 centipedes.
Yeah, but I was willing to take the blame for the vinegaroons still. I'm not taking the blame for the rest of the stuff. Maybe the Armenia. I'll take the blame for that because that's cute.
Oh yeah, three Armenias.
I do want to get some. What do they call them? BFDs, blue framed F beetles, whatever. BDFs.
Oh yeah, Beta Fang Bills. They're really nice. Really cool.
They just look alien like. The frog beetles as well. Those are the thing is with the beetles. I really like the color, but their life cycle obviously is so short at the end that you actually care about it. Like obviously you always care about it. But I mean, like the way you take the photos and you feel good about it and you look at it, it's so short compared to the rest of it. It's a bit.
That's why you also get them preserved. You actually, Phil, where are the domes that you have with like the multiple beetles in them? Because you can literally preserve them like he does, and then
most of them through there. I've got this one up here. That's not one of my.
Because it's got like multiple. It's got multiple species.
One with multiple somewhere. I think it's through there somewhere now.
Because I feel like beetles are one of the easier things to preserve as well. So I know they obviously don't live long, but if you're breeding them, they're going to have babies. The ones that do pass, if they're preserved well enough, you can get them displayed.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Yeah, I've got a rhino beetle upstairs that I need to sort out. Cool. It was a little while back. I think quite a few of us were trying to breed rhino beetles.
Yep.
Well, Phil had to go the one better and get the creme de la creme of rhino beetles.
Which
there was us just getting the normal ones from the spider shop, 50 quid for the pair, blah blah blah. Phil, 250.
Which one was it, Phil?
Dionysus Hercules.
Yeah, that's like the nicest of the nice.
Yeah, they didn't breed.
No, that sucks.
Didn't get any larvae. God.
That male was so friendly. I liked him so much. He wasn't friendly to Jeremy, but he was friendly to me.
Not many creatures are friendly to Jeremy.
I know. I was telling this to Alice yesterday. I was like, trying to explain it, and it's like it's not that Jeremy's mean. It's just that animals like to get him.
Yes. Like Piggy jumped up and got him right in the nuts.
I didn't know that.
Was it Piggy or Odie? I can't remember. I think it was Piggy.
I hope it was Piggy because I looked out of the two of them.
She's the one that jumps up at everything. The little crazy nutcase she is.
Yeah, 12 months just is not a long. I mean, I guess like we don't fully know how long iSpods live, but 12 months, they definitely live longer than 12 months.
They live longer than 12 months. I've seen somewhere someone saying like, "Oh, that they live around 5 years." It's like that seems a bit long for some of them.
Well, it depends on the species. So you know the aficionals.
Aficionados,
They live like 7+ years.
they're long lived.
Do you not
But,
have a feeling that like the larger species would live longer? You know, like the expansus and the forms of those, like Hoffman seggies and stuff.
Well, I mean, like I don't know about. I don't keep many Porcellia, but I know, for example, you know the crabbies. I mean, I've had babies now for like.
Did you see how quickly Chris's head snapped up?
Yeah.
That's my favourite isopod.
Chris, right? So how long ago did you have babies now?
How long ago did I have babies?
Yeah, so you got them C's, and then they gave birth, maybe within a month or so, right?
Month or two, yeah. Not long. It wasn't a huge amount of time.
Okay, so I've had so I mean I've had babies now for like eight months, and they're just not even like young adults. They're so small in comparison to some of the ones that we've got. I think they live a long time.
Yeah, I mean my babies, they're growing at an okay rate. Like they're not speedily getting there, but they are. Yeah, I mean I've already had some on the table. No one's bought them, but
I think it's the size. Once they see the size of the big ones, that's when
you should bring a comparison, like bring like adults with you, so that just say like example on it, and people could see them.
I was just showing a video of the babies with the adults, sort of showing that, and people are like, "Oh my god, that's amazing!" And then they look at the price and they're like, "Oh yeah, that's amazing."
Even after I've seen the videos you've done with them, but when you showed me them in person, they were a lot bigger than I expected, even from seeing them.
And honestly, I mean, I guess I don't know how much yours is growing, Chris, but I would be surprised if they were. I would be very surprised if they were the size of some of the ones that I've got in my collection, because they do just get so big. Like
hang on, I'll show you. If I can find them.
I'm assuming we probably have like the same-ish thumbs, right? So I've got one that's literally like up to my knuckle. I've got big-ish thumbs, but
yeah. I mean, I've only got three.
I really should measure these things, but
got 3 adults left, unfortunately.
So the theme is probably because you've had 2 broods.
Yeah.
Females in all iSpod species seem to grow a lot faster than the males, but they also die a lot easier after birth.
Yeah. So I've had that with the Vex.
So
I've had 2 broods, but I've also lost 2 adults.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, like that.
Luckily, I've got the tab underneath.
That one I would call a young adult. Like that's kind of like juvie size in my tub. This is why, like, we've tried to implement recently like a sizing guide in our group, and I was saying to people, I was like, the thing is, it's going to be so difficult because everybody's colony is very, very different, and like what I would class a juvie will be very different to someone else. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Because we've all kept things a different amount of time. So, like, you know, Adam, for example, might have kept his Milky Ways now for 3 or 4 years, right? If I just got Milky Ways, I might think, oh, these are adults, but actually, he's got Milky Ways that are, you know, massive. So I think that, like, I think that is really difficult.
Yeah, I mean, I've got another adult which is bigger, but
they do mature sexually. It seems like they sexually mature in a reasonable amount of time. You know, 6 months around that time.
Yeah, they're doing really well.
Ah, good. I'm glad.
See,
I saw the blue whales, Phil.
They're mine.
No,
They're
I
mine.
think I've had at least 2 breeds of those so far.
That's really awesome. That's really awesome.
I'm not spoiling the fun. I've been in his house. There is not space.
There's space for more pods.
Hey, Phil, you stop it. You literally have baby crabs, and then you have more baby crabs, and then you've got like the friggin' red fangs that are gonna let you. Do not have space. Don't try me.
There's always space.
No,
I see it. I see a brick wall next to you, right? Yeah, I see that brick wall next to you. In fact, just remove a brick at a time and replace it with an isopod enclosure.
That would be so cool, though.
Yeah, it would. Yeah.
about one of those is about the size of a brick, isn't it?
I feel like the what are the ant thingies called? The cubes and like rectangle ant things, the houses.
The ant things.
You have them literally got one on your table. What are they called?
Oh, what?
Formicaria?
Formicaria.
That. Get a brick shaped one and make those the ants the wall.
Well, it's funny you say that.
Better. I like them.
There's a video online where I don't know if you've ever been to an old dentist or a doctor's office, and they've got those weird like glass. I don't know, they're square things. They're glass and they've got waves on them. You would have seen them there.
Oh, like the sort of tiles in the wall, but they're not quite tiles.
Yeah, because they've got a void in the middle. Someone made all sorts out of those, like different terrariums and stuff like that.
They would be cool for like taxidermy sort of displays, so the center of it had the animal in it, sort of thing. I don't really keep isopods anymore. I found nebulas by accident inside my sun beetles, and I didn't even have nebulas.
So I find gem mix. Is it gem mix? No,
No, your jelly beans, wasn't it?
jelly beans in like most of my enclosures. I don't know how.
I guess St. Lucia, but that's just them.
So the thing with the gem mix and the jelly bean and all that, like if you ask 4 people, they'll all give you a different answer on whether they're the same or not. It's really hard with isopods, like to know if something is different or if it's just a different name.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that I struggle with that a lot. I try my best to kind of like stick with like the color forms rather than the names. So if I have like Firefly, I've got like Firefly LFC, but other people have got Firefly Leviathan, or they've got like I can't think of the other one now. No, sorry, Green Laser. I'm talking about, and they've got the Green Laser, White Laser, and then they've got, and it's I just find it really difficult because it's like, is it the same from the same place?
I mean, sometimes one, especially with one wolf can have multiple different names for the same thing.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, so the Darth Vaders and the blue whale. Like, I was so convinced that they were the same thing because
Which Darth Vaders?
Oh, sorry, Cuberis Darth Vader.
Yeah.
I was so convinced that they were the same thing, but it was actually speaking to a couple of like Benny Cass and stuff like that, and it's literally the difference is the ventral lobes on the underside of the isopod. You need a microscope to see it, so they are a different species.
When Phil got those, that was literally what I asked him: was why do they look like the ones you just got?
Did you get Darth Vaders?
No.
Oh, you got.
I've got I recently got the Genomanicum Darth Vaders.
Ah, I see.
But so
they're cool.
They're
really
to get
cool.
Cuberis Darth Vader.
I would wait a while. They're a bit. I mean, I've got a great price on them, but other than that, they're a little bit expensive.
Little plug there, I see.
they're a little bit expensive, I would say. I mean, I think I know the market rate is 350 for 5. I can't remember what I've got on the site.
It'll be a while before I get them.
350 for 5.
Yeah, that's what they've entered at, and that's what they're being sold at. Again, I know I've got them on there, but I don't know what for. So yeah.
We're just gonna have a look. That's like the other one there, Stormtroopers. Started seeing those become available a bit more. I've first saw them on your side, and I've seen others that have them as well, and it's all like, I'm just a sucker for Star Wars, so it's like, damn it.
No, that's it. That's the thing is, I was a little bit disappointed with the fact that they don't have just a white pod with black eyes or something called Stormtrooper.
Yeah.
It doesn't actually look very Stormtroopery, but it's because it's a morph of the Darth Vader.
What was the other pod I was looking for?
Darth Vader.
Darth Vader.
Darth Vader.
Oh, it's a Kabara. I'll just go into Kabara's bit.
Sorry, I've still got no photos on. I'm so bad.
You've also left the "We are away." Orders will not be shipped again until 15th of June next year.
Next year.
Someone pointed this out to me because, like, they were asking. They were like, "Oh, Josh, have you noticed your sales have like gone down?" And I was like, "To be honest, I don't really look because the website don't get much anyway." But then they were like, "Well, if you're not," and I was like, "That's probably because you've got this up." And I was like, "Oh my god, of course!" Like I hadn't realised at all. I'll remove that at some point. For me, like the website is more like a place where I can just kind of show other people what I've got easily. Like I find it really difficult to go through my phone, and I never take photos, so it's like, oh, I've got to search Google and
I need to see what these angry monks look like.
Oh, angry monks are really cool. I've got angry monk white face and angry monk red face coming up as well, which is a morph.
Angry monks are on my list as well. Once.
Angry monk and happy monk.
Yeah, happy monk are cool as well, but they're different. They're completely different.
Like happy nun as well, isn't there?
So the happy monk actually look just like emperor bees. Again, the main difference being the ventral lobes.
So at the moment, you've got the Darth Vaders up for £5 for £10. So I'm gonna make sure that you.
If you have someone, there's been a few pricing errors that I've put on there. It's cost me quite a bit, but this one's obviously a price error that you've got to stick to now. So five Darth Vaders for you've got about... I am checking. I'm like, oh, man,
no, you've got them at five for 260. It's £276.
I'm assuming that's because it's on discount, maybe.
Yeah, it's meant to be. Where is it? What's there? £331 for 5. It's
a beautiful pod, and the thing is, with the isopods, you are paying obviously for the color, you're paying it, but you're also paying for the rarity, and that's why they're really realistically, when something looks the same as something else, you would expect, unless it does something different, they would be a very similar price. So £100 disparity. I can only pull it down to the fact that it's got a cooler name, and it is indeed a different species, and it's a bit harder to get, and it's a bit harder to find. It actually comes from like one place in Thailand. It's like literally one rock, and there's nowhere else they found it yet.
I was about to say that there's some just Darth Vader isopods, 5 for £40. Someone's selling them at. It's the armadillo.
Germanicums.
Yeah.
That's again why I need to have photos on my website, because people will probably think I'm an absolute.
Well, I'm trying to find.
So I'm an absolute rubber ducky. I don't know what to say.
I'm trying to look for pictures of them, but there doesn't seem to be any Kabara species Darth Vaders.
I'll send you a pic now.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
But the Stormtroopers look cool as well. The Godzillas are doing really well. Like I'm so far, I think the survival rate for my Godzillas is still around 60% from my last count. So I'm quite happy with that. But seeing as I was told no one else has done it before,
as soon
I'm
as
really
I get
happy.
them, I'm done. Like I don't need any other isopods. I don't care about anything. As soon as I get those, I'm done.
It's like the worst picture in the world, but there.
Yeah. They don't really look like that though. They're a bit more. I can't think of the word. I've just sent you a picture.
Yeah, they breed like Powder Kings.
No, no, definitely not. So I've got a lot of brood. But dude, they are so slow. It's pretty insane. Like, it's so weird how some Cubera species can grow a lot faster, and some just a hell of a lot. I guess it isn't weird. Everything's a bit different, but it's just it's hard to predict.
Yeah, when you
It's like-
compare something like that to white sharks and panda kings and stuff that just breed and breed and breed and breed and breed.
Exactly, and the thing is, like, I've always thought that the isopods, they're, I know where their price comes from. It's the scary blah blah blah, but also, the breedability. But one that is kind of like I don't understand it is cappuccinos. Cappuccinos have a relatively low price. They're still a high end pod, I would class it as. They're around £50-60 for 5. But so many people struggle, so many people fail, and they take ages to get to a size where you want to sell them.
I think it's because, and I made a mistake with cappuccino. I remember actually chatting with you at BTS about it and stuff. And when I first got from Adam, and then I didn't do well with them, and he said, "Oh, keep them that bit drier." I understand that, and he said a lot of people often you hear Kibaris. Oh, Kibaris, it must be humid.
Yeah.
And not all of them like it humid.
Well, it's the wetness, right? It's wetness as well as humidity, right?
Yeah.
So it's they might like it really humid but really dry at the same time. It's anyway. That's a tough one. I can see Jupiters because they breed fast and they grow a bit faster, but the cappuccinos, like, I struggle to ever keep them in stock, and they just they breed well for me, but like they're still not enough to keep up with demand. So it's I don't know. It's a surprising one for me, is all I would say. So if you ever have the chance to get some cappuccinos, get some, because I think that they're one of the best value pods, in my opinion, for high-end.
I've got cappuccinos because, I originally got them from Adam, was doing fine and then didn't do well. And then I got some off Jeremy last year, and they've been breeding sort of fine for me.
Jeremy had them. So Jeremy have cappuccinos?
Yeah, I bought them off him.
I go and give his garage a little visit.
Do you know what the current consensus is on what they mimic, by the way, cappuccinos? Just have a wild guess, I guess.
I've never really seen them.
Okay.
Stupid, isn't it?
What's that, sorry?
It's going to be something completely random, isn't it?
Think of your town centre after people chucked a load of chips on the floor.
Murders.
I would have thought bird poo just by their coloration.
Yeah, that's it, exactly. Bird poo. Bird poo. So where they're found.
Oh, kind of like the.
I was going to say chavs.
Chavs. Oh, yeah. Oh, I mean, same thing, bird poo, right?
There's like bird poop mossy frogs, aren't there? So kind of like.
Yeah. So the caves specifically the caves that cappuccinos are found in, they don't have bats. They are actually filled with pigeons. So yeah, I guess.
Pigeon cave pigeons.
Cave pigeons. Yeah.
Cave pigeons.
Weird.
Dan says they're actually mimicking lattes.
yeah. That's brilliant.
They're quite pretty.
Yeah, I like them. I genuinely, if I feel you don't, that's the other thing. You do not see them available very, very often. So I think they are an incredible buy, and it's one that I think will hold their price pretty well as well. Because again, they're hard to breed. The lattes, I've had my lattes for over a year now, and I've still not got enough to sell. It'll be another 2, maybe 3 years, and having to buy some from other people before they'll be ready.
Hey, Misfits. Terrible at reading chat, so sorry if I've missed anyone's comment.
I've only just realised that you guys must have like YouTube on like the left or something to see the chat. Because
I've got a second phone because
I
said about chavs, 2 phones.
Yeah. 2 phones, yeah. I got 2 phones, one for the isopods and one for the hose. Yeah.
Now this is my bee's knees, good camera, amazing phone thing. The one that
The
I'm
one I'm jealous
using
of.
for the. Sorry.
The one that I'm jealous of.
Yeah, that's the one. And then the other one is my old phone, and I use that for this and going to Bloodstock and using it those as like the card reader phone,
Nice.
which works.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't mind if this one gets nicked, like a Bloodstock,
Yeah.
or gets broken or whatever. So
No, that's handy.
I would cry if I got this one nicked.
Yep.
Phones are so like ridiculous. I went what do you call it, fishing on the weekend, and I put a screen protector on. I never have one on my phone because I never leave the house. But I put a screen protector on because I was like, I'll go fishing, and I've dropped my phone. I didn't even realize, and the whole thing's smashed. And then I was having a look at how much it would have cost me to replace it, and it was like 300, 400 quid.
Yeah.
I mean, the phone is probably worth like that. I don't know. I really don't. It's not.
What phone you got?
I know it's not the top of the range one. I know that. I don't know. I just get whatever. Whenever it's time to upgrade, I just get the next one down because it's a bit cheaper. Let me have a look.
I'm not sure how much. My one's like the one that. My one's the S20. I want to say S24 Ultra.
Yes, mine is the S24 Plus. So yours is the
one up.
The one up.
Yeah, but I want to say S24, or which one's the latest Samsung that's out?
I thought you said
S26,
that. I thought you said S25.
Yeah, mine's an S25 Ultra, and then the S26 is just come out or coming out.
Yeah, 1,500 quid.
Yeah. It's
Sorry,
called.
My face look a bit weird there.
It's called Contract and Try.
Man that will spend $2,000 on isopods for looks at phones. I am very much like that though. Like I'll go to like Aldi and I'll see like Oreos, and then I'll see the cheap Oreos, and I'll be like, I don't like the cheap ones, but I'm still going to get them because I just don't want to pay the extra 20p.
But then you see like the really expensive isopods and the cheap ones, you're like, oh, I'll go for the expensive ones.
Yeah. To be fair, I really do like all Cuberis. It's just that there's actually not that many cheap ones. I've come to realize. Like I started to buy, I have like 7 different morphs of Marina, and I've over a very short period of time I realized that they're all the exact same, and they were just called different names. I've got Orange Butt, and I've got Little C, and then you've got the normal ones, but they all look the same.
Yeah, and even then got where people are, at least you sometimes hear where people are trying to claim that some of their marina are certain localities of marina.
Salesman.
Yeah, it's I don't mind the locality thing if it's for a reason. Like, for example, Little C locality is kept at a high humidity. Maybe don't call it a different name though. Just say that it's Marina locality Little C. I don't know how to do it, but it's just that I don't know. Just naming it something different. There's so much already in the isopods world that's misunderstood. Like, why are we adding more complication?
There you go. Osman's just said that Samsung's get phones in January. New phones in January, so the S26 isn't out yet. So I think mine's the S20.
Oh, okay.
4 maybe, or it might be the 25. No.
No, you're right. You're right. What I was looking at was the S25. Sorry, yeah.
You can go to your settings and go to About Phone, and it'll probably tell you if you actually want to know.
Oh, okay. I'll do it.
Yeah, that's where I got it. Galaxy S24 Plus is what I've got.
You knew the whole time, and you didn't tell him how to do it. Rude.
Mine's an S24 Ultra.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See how quick that was.
I have a.
Just because we have the technology doesn't mean we know how to use it.
Yeah, I generally don't. Like, there's so much AI stuff with this phone; it's ridiculous.
the main reason I got my
But
phone.
what is happening in the chat? Why is there so many deleted messages?
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah.
Having a little.
It doesn't come up
admin
on
fight.
the StreamYard.
Oh wait.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought your
my phone is
stream
upside
was
down.
hacked for a second when I saw that code come up. Because StreamYard was that. Sorry, misclick happens 16 times.
Husband's been. Oh my God.
I'm so confused.
Husband's got a bit trigger happy.
I love that. The morphology is interesting. No, that's what I mean. Like exactly that, which is like locality is important. I'm not saying that we shouldn't. I'm just saying that we shouldn't give it a different like name, if that makes sense. It should be, you know, the species that we think it is the best that we can, and then, you know, the locality added to that in some way. There's so many animals out there.
But yeah, in terms of marina, what I've got, well, what I consider regular marina, because they look regular to me. They were sold as papaya, but they're not papaya.
Oh, okay.
Because they're dark.
Oh yeah, definitely not them. Oh, Phil, obviously I can't say names. I saw the biggest scam of my life today. Some customer had sent me a message. They wouldn't mind me saying this. They sent me a message and they said, "Josh, what are these?" I said, "Oh, those are lovely. Those are, you know, you got some nice papaya there." And then they were like, I was told it was cherry blossoms. I was like, "Oh my God." They didn't tell me. They didn't tell me that's what they were asking. So that's the other thing you got to be careful of, right?
I do have papaya now as well.
There is a decent difference, I think.
It's a bit.
I guess.
Yeah.
Like if you really didn't know, I don't know. I don't know. I feel like you know. I feel like you can tell. They are a much nicer cherry red kind of cherry pink kind of flavor.
I mean, when you
flavor,
compare them, like the papayas of that, they're kind of a peachy sort of color.
Yeah, orange almost.
Yeah, orangey peachy. You know, I could understand people perhaps mixing up papaya and mandarins a little bit. Although mandarins are that much deeper orange.
It's a tough one. It's a tough one. I did say I'm not getting involved. I said you should go back to the seller and talk to them. That's it. that's as far as I go. Like, I didn't know this is what you were kind of asking me. I thought you just wanted to know what species you had.
Yeah, I got the mandarins, got the glaciers, and the anemones.
Yeah, anemones are really nice. I like those. I just saw what kind of critters have said as well. Yeah, that is a good point. We are finding out that there is things that look identical. Like I was saying with the happy monks and the emperor bee look the exact same, except ventral lobes, and it's the same with the Darth Vader and so on and so forth. And then we've also got something like the R13 ducky, which is now extinct, for lack of a better word, in Malaysia, in where they were actually found. But they're also found in Thailand. And Benny Cast, again, I hope I'm getting his name right, thinks that they might just be two completely different species, which would mean that unfortunately all the ones from Malaysia are they're just gone, which is really sad.
Was that from over collecting?
Yeah. It was a really accessible part of Malaysia. So when people found out that they could make money from collecting them, it just went mad, which is again why R13 are again one of they're really prevalent in like America and places like that. Like you can get like 20 R13 ducky in some places in America for like $50 because they're just, you know, they got so many of them.
Is there no chance that they can repopulate the wild?
I think we kind of spoke about this before, didn't we, Phil? Like, because it's a lot more involved than just like
than just
putting them back,
releasing them.
Because you got to like check for like diseases, and they're not kept the same as in the wild. And also, equally, there's like I've got two R13 duckies downstairs. I was sold one, as I was told that they were from Malaysia, and they had them in the UK for 4 years. But how I would? There's no way for me to confirm that. I think with like spiders and stuff like that, like there's a lot more documentation. There's a lot more. I don't know, there's a lot more science to it. Whereas for isopods, it's a bit more like, here's my best guess, or here's the best name, or here's the most whatever will get the most money or sound the coolest. But it is sad. It is sad that
Although,
they're not found.
being that there's none out there in the wild anymore, better would be for Cadbury wants to go back to that country for keepers to keep them there, and gradually introduce all the native stuff into the colony and stuff. But also, there need to be testings done to make sure that there was nothing in them that wasn't already in the environment and stuff.
Exactly, like that. You could. That's what I mean. You could repopulate the Thailand species, and Canada Critters have just said like, a really decent thing there, which is like, when I said it, that's why I said lack of a better word. It's anecdotally extinct, is how I'm kind of saying it, because it's a story as such that is told in Malaysia. If you ask someone in Malaysia that collected isopods, are they there anymore? They'll say no, but there's no way, to really confirm that. Maybe there is small populations along that road and they've just not been found yet, or it's just anecdotally extinct. I mean, you just don't find it very often. I mean, there's places like for the cappuccinos that in Thailand they now don't find them. Pink Lambos in Vietnam are even, they're rare even in Vietnam now. Not extremely rare, but they're rare because overpicking. I'm not saying necessarily that they're extinct or anything, but the R13 ducky from what the Malaysian people will tell you is like anecdotally extinct, and we'll only see more of that. But there's a lot of so in Thailand they're reopening a lot of the mines and a lot of the caves, so they're wanting to start mining in caves, and that's going to disrupt a lot of isopod species anyway. So there's some efforts there by keepers, all sorts, trying to stop that. But with all the war in Myanmar and places like that, they need the money, it seems.
Yeah. Earlier, 29 months.
Earlier.
I was thinking, for years, or the iSpod hobby, it kind of, for years, was very much gradual, and then over the past few years, really skyrocketed. And the demand just went up.
Demand is massive, and this is what I was surprised by. So I was talking to someone from Thailand, because there's people still ordering thousands of wild-caught rubber duckies from Thailand. And my question was to the person, like in the UK, rubber duckies now are prevalent. I would say they still fetch a higher price, but only due to their, they're famous. So I can't think of the word.
Yeah, their presence on social media, and it's that thing. Like if I have rubber duckies at a show, people always want to see the rubber duckies.
Exactly right. So,
but what they've heard of,
they're actually quite good at breeding. There's a load of them around. I mean, like I can buy. Any day of the week, I can go to certain people in the UK and I could buy 100, or 200 maybe. So they're quite, there's a lot around. So like in Thailand, they're selling the wild caught rubber duckies for basically the same price as we have them in the UK. And I was saying, like, what, why are people getting these? Like, these have been around for so long, and it's Americans, because they're still fetching such a high price in America, and people just don't want to wait. There's still just thousands upon thousands. I don't know what effect that has. I'm not an ecologist or anything like that, but I don't know. It just seems like a lot. I don't quite understand it,
especially when for someone that's a seasonal breeder.
Yeah. Like even Expansus. Caesar or Ranieri. They're supposed to be seasonal breeders. So,
but yeah, you get that amount that's been cool time. I think as well. I mean, I find with not everyone in the States, but certainly some channels in the States still say, "I'll keep them on Koya all the time." and stuff.
Dude, so again, like obviously I'm in the groups all the time, and people in the US are struggling so much. And I don't quite understand some things, because some of the enclosures I see in America are amazing, but like they must just be missing something. I don't know what it is, because it's hard to talk to Americans sometimes. Not for any other reason, just that, like, they just, I don't know. I don't know if it's me, but they don't seem to want to interact with me very, very much. But I'd love to learn what they're doing, because there are going to be some things that they're doing really well, like with the Cubans, for example, they do really well with, that we don't do necessarily that great with. But like Ardentella, I've been told that in America they're nigh on impossible to keep, and I don't know why that is. Maybe some, because some Ardentella are quite hard to keep alive, but for Ember Bees and Scarlets and stuff like that, they just, I don't know why they struggle with them so much.
Good question. Remember, if it's I just asked in regards to captive breeding of isopods, there's been many documented / reported issues from inbreeding.
I don't know if you're asking me, but if you're asking me, the answer is I have no idea. Isopods are so new. Like, if you're asking if there's a study on it, there's probably not.
I don't think I've ever seen a study. I'm going to say anecdotally, I find things like Vulgar Magic Potion that if you don't add in new ones, like
I see what you mean.
That will sometimes just completely crash on you.
I feel like that's the same way with a few Armadillidium as well. Just
Yeah.
generally, like Gestroid, I know they take a long time to breed, but when they do start breeding for you, if you don't add in new blood, they're not going to continue, and then your adults are just going to die off, and you have to do your best with the babies, which take a really long time to grow for an Armadillidium.
Yeah.
But also that same thing, like with certain, I don't know if it's with all of like the Kluge ones, but with certain morphs I've had of those, if I don't add in fresh blood, they will just crash.
Yeah, it's very, very true. Like, the Ardentella, like anyone gets Ardentella from me, like I tell them, you're going to add to this in 6 months. Like, if you want it to continue long term, you need to be adding another set of 5 Ardentella every 6 months, because otherwise they'll unfortunately just crash. They really thrive with diversity. And, this is why selective breeding Ardentella is so difficult. Because there is, issue, like for the Diablos, for example, there's been a couple of people that have done white cheeks. And every time that's been attempted, they'll get the white cheeks, which is basically a full black Diablo with white cheeks. And they'll have them for 1 to 2 years, and then they'll completely crash. So, well, there's no documented, like you said, there's a lot of anecdotal kind of things. And also some things like, like pink pandas or pink fireflies, or I've got pink cappuccinos, for example. They really are sensitive to light. So there is some, that's not inbreeding as such, but there's some issues as such with morphs like that. Don't know what. They also don't breed as much. They're also sometimes infertile.
Yeah, I just find, and I'd say it's purely anecdotally that for some of them, my main one is normally Vulgar Magic Potion. If I don't add in new ones once a year or once every couple of years, they really start to dwindle. Yeah,
well, this is the problem with starting with 5. It's the problem with starting with 5 of any species. Like you have to, like as a breeder, you have to get another 5. Which is like the Darth Vaders. Like I hope that everybody knows I'm quite clear about this. Like any iSpod you get off me, no matter what the price is, I would recommend getting more than 5, or I would recommend adding some, data down the line when you can. In fact, not even just buy them, right? Like I've soon there'll be a trades page. Trade, like if Chris comes to me in 6 months and says, "Josh, look, can I trade 5 of my Juvies for 5 of your Juvies?" Yeah, why not? Like let's get this I mean, I'm not going to be. And I'm as an open invitation to anyone. By the way, I might not be able to do it en masse, but if we're coming to a show and we're going to meet up and there isn't loads of postage costs and stuff like that involved, let's trade. Let's keep the bloodlines going. I'd much rather you come to me and say that before your crash, rather than, oh, Josh, my all my things have crashed. Can I start all over again?
You heard it. Josh just said five Panda Kings for 5 Darth Vaders. Cheers, buddy.
That's right,
Best
mate.
trade ever.
I'll take blue Panda Kings only, because I've never heard of those. So if you can come up with those, I'll trade them.
I'm sure Alice has got some blue nail varnish upstairs. I can do some. Obviously, I wouldn't. That's not right.
I would. I'll tell you what. I know I've got blue whales and I've got the big blue, which is I really like the big blue. It's basically like penguins.
Yep.
So imagine like that body shape, but massive compared to penguins, and quite blue. But there's nothing that's like this blue.
Okay.
That's the color we need. So if anyone gets one that color, I know that means like
that color, but like they're tiny.
What's that? Sorry.
There are springtails that color, but they're tiny.
Yeah, and you have to put them in the fridge to breed them.
Yeah, the giant blue springtails.
That
You
annoys
want them
me
in the fridge,
so
you want to keep
much.
them in the fridge.
Yeah, so it's
Oh,
like
That's in the fridge.
It annoys me so much.
the thing is, like you get them from like I don't understand. I don't, this. I guess I haven't done enough research, but I just don't understand some things like how are they finding a place that cold? I get that they're like soil dwellers, but like surely it doesn't get that cold. But anyway,
No, they make no sense. It's all backwards with them. Those blue ones, they're so cool, but no.
or green. I tell you what, I want a really green isobar. I really want the emerald pill bugs. I've been looking for them for ages. I don't care about breeding. I just want a few. They look so cool. There we go. There's something green in the background as well. I like that.
Oh, sushi.
Emerald pill bugs. If anyone ever finds any, I'll give you. I don't know. I'll give you something. I'll give you.
Emerald roaches are easier than emerald pill bugs.
Yes, yeah, but they're not as cute. They don't have the little. Well, they do have antenna. But,
Doesn't have antenna.
They don't have the little like. Yeah. But again, apparently they're ridiculously expensive. So it's just like another one where I'm like, I just seem to pick all the expensive stuff.
Did you see the giant species of roach that Phil managed to get at the last show?
Oh, the Bournemouth show.
Yeah.
I did. Is it rhino? Roach?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
And they're not even adult yet.
No, they're insane.
Did anyone answer Jade saying, are penguins the pandas but black?
Penguins are smaller. No. They're like very, very little.
Yeah,
they're cute, and people do like close-up photos to make you be like, "Oh, I really want them," and then you get them, and you're like, "Oh,
they're tiny."
Yeah,
not like, as small as like the pineapples.
I quite like the pineapples, but they're very little.
Oh, I thought you were talking about penguins. I was so confused. I was like, "Why are your penguins so small compared to mine?" I was like, "Why are they so small?" No, pineapples are cool, man. I sell like no pineapples because I really don't want to. Like they're so cool.
Sort of thing, but yeah, no, the penguins are a little bit smaller. Mine are smaller than my Panda Kings. But also, penguins game also called like Whiteside and Orca and.
Yeah, but this is the thing. I do struggle with because sometimes like sometimes I'm like, oh, it's just people trying to make money. But then like other times I'm like, them prove them wrong. And it's like, well, actually, no, it turns out like today I found out that OG Fireflies, which is a morph, and Firefly GRN are sold commonly in the hobby as the same thing, but they're actually two completely different species. But because they look the same, they've been filtered down so much into the hobby, like you don't know which one you've got. So I found out that my OGs were GRN, and I found out that my GRN were OGs. So luckily, I've got both still. But and luckily, I haven't sold any yet. But yeah, like orcas, I was told are the same as panda kings for ages. I have no idea, to be honest. But we need some sort of like we need like a real scientist in the isopod hobby. It's definitely not me, but we need like a real. I know there is a lot, but we need someone that's like full time. We need to all just chip in and pay him a wage to kind of like do the DNA sequencing or whatever they've got to do.
If the money's right, I'm sure I could come up with something.
Yeah. Do you mind if I show these emerald pill bugs? Because I feel like
No, go
I
for
want
it.
to see them. Show me. I want to see them.
I just want to show you the show them again in a second.
I think I found Shushu's spot. He's just like,
I'm going to steal that bird one day.
Oh, I think you have to allow
good
it.
luck. Good luck. You put your hand in his cage and he'll bite it off.
Look at how
I'll bring treats. What the frick? They're huge.
like they are.
Bill, we have to find
insane.
them. Bill, we have to find those.
Yeah, they're incredibly difficult to keep.
Well, we can do it.
I'd be happy with just one, just so you know. So if you get some, even if I can only have one,
we can find someone who has 3 of them, and we can have one each.
yeah.
Excuse me.
4. You said nothing this whole time, okay? 4.
I've had very similar to them.
Oh, okay. Have you? Which color? Which
Sorry,
which name?
I've had the Neptunus, the giant Neptunes.
Neptunus. Oh, maybe they're the same thing. Well, at least this is what Wikipedia is telling me.
And yeah, they basically.
Oh no, there are 2 different.
There's a certain part of their food just cannot replicate in captivity.
One of them kind of looks like a giant version of the Badiums.
Oh, I see that now.
Like the other colour version of it.
Because it's a bit like the trilobite beetles, who just cannot replicate what they eat in the wild in captivity.
Such a shame.
Really, Mantis? The Desicata female is thinking, oh, I'm going to take on a frog.
Interesting.
It's squaring up to the tree frog that's next door.
I do just try and throw food at new isopods. Like I try and give them everything and then slowly take things away to see if they're, what they actually care about.
Oh yeah, I'm always like testing various complementary and supplementary feeds and stuff and seeing what they
yeah,
like,
it does make it difficult though when people ask you like, oh, what do you feed? Because it's like, it could be anything. Like the other week I tried lion's mane mushroom.
Oh, nice.
By the way, no pods ate it.
Oh.
Like I was incredibly surprised. I'm like, I've just spent so much on these bougie mushrooms for you guys, and not one single one of you have eaten it. I was so annoyed.
Whereas you can go down Dowdy, buy their cheapest mushroom, and put a little slice of that in there. They'll go mental for it.
Yeah. That's what. So just in case, because I knew I wouldn't feed them for another week, I put like a little bit of that, and then a little bit of the other. What do you call it? Not puffball, the normal ones, button mushrooms or whatever they are.
Yeah, button mushrooms.
And they ate those. Yeah, so good. And then lion's mane, they were just like, no, don't want that. Don't want that. Brain food. We don't need brain food. Luckily, Tesco's has a really good deal on lion's mane at the moment, so it wasn't too much. I think it was like £2 or £3. But for isopod food, that's expensive.
A big pot of fish food that costs like next to nothing.
Yeah. That's the other thing I really love with isopods is you literally have to have no budget.
No. The
Like
bee pollen that I get from a certain someone that's in this on the screen, and the same as the bat crap.
hmm.
There's some of the things I use the most. Well, with the Cabaris, I go through low ends of back guano.
The only thing with the bat guano, I've recently found out because I was doing the same thing, is it can just build up like acidity, which some just don't like. So I do add it in still. It's just that I just don't add as much now.
Yeah, I do like a little sprinkling kind of thing every now and then wait for it to completely deplete.
Yeah, because they observed them eating the bat guano to get out of somewhere, but they've never noticed them eat it willingly. Again, this is a problem with isopod stuff, though. It's all anecdotal. I'm just watching Chris with this cool bird.
And then like things I find with, like some of the like giant Spanish Forcelios, I'll use spirulina powder with them quite a lot.
That's what I mean. You just got to try
So,
anything and everything. Like I had a rock outside in my garden, and it was just like covered in like green algae stuff. And I was just like, put that in one of my big enclosures, and they cleaned it up. Like it was like polished by the end of the week. So, you know, if I get all of a sudden a bit of a brood boost, then it's going to be hard to explain what I've done to keep them alive, because I'll be like, no idea, could be anything.
but the whole but spirulina, I don't want to try with other algae powders and stuff. Was through a couple of friends of mine, but a friend of mine, he got sent like over 100 expanses for free. From another from a mutual friend of ours, basically there's one zookeeper to another zookeeper, and he was like, dude, what the hell, like, you know, why have we sent this amount, like these are worth quite a lot of money, kind of thing. And he sent me like over 100 for nothing. He was like, I've got thousands of them, and they won't stop breeding. He's like, well, what are you doing? And the friend who sent him, he's a crazy Hungarian. He's in the UK, but he literally decided to go over to go and see expanses in the wild, and then literally to see what they were eating in the wild, and found that they were eating algae off of moss.
Yeah, it makes sense.
So it was like, I'll start adding some algae into their diet, and boom.
That's it. The best thing you could do is, like, it's hard when you've got loads of isopods, but if you've only got a few, start the habit early. Is when you feed something new, look what it's like in a week, and if it's any different to if you feed an apple piece and it goes in a week, and they love apple. If you feed something else and it doesn't go, I'm not saying don't feed it, but just feed it less. Feed the things that they eat a lot more. It's hard to keep track of when you've got loads. So if you can do that early, like, you're off to a winner.
I find in terms of like fresh stuff, things like courgette, absolutely. I find mine love courgette,
pumpkin, really like
and butternut squash.
Any root vegetables, I'll try and give them.
I love that. I find carrot can be hit and miss.
Yeah, carrot. They seem to like. However, I love the fact the carrot seems to like never go moldy. Don't know if you guys have noticed that, but
see, I find with my lot, but it might just be my room conditions, that for me carrot go really slimy really quickly.
Really?
Oh, even in my dry species, it'll often just go slimy.
I've literally in one of my millipede tubs, I've got a piece of carrot that has been in there for 6 months, and it still looks like the day I put it in. It just is there, and every now and again I'll like pick it up and just feel it, and it is obviously a little bit hard, but it does. Like, I don't understand where I'm shopping. Downstairs I've got a packet of grapes which I forgot about, and they've been on the side, and now it's a bit more like an experiment because there's no mold on them, right? But they went out of date in April.
Don't like teenagers say, oh mum, don't clear that milk that's on the side, that glass of milk that's on the side. It's an experiment.
Well, I just want to see, like, why is this not go? Like, usually grapes go out of date in like 5 seconds, so it's like it's so fascinating to me the fact that there's like no mold, and I do feel like one day I might be brave enough to actually pick one off and eat it, and then I'll get really drunk off of some horrible wine and die of some unknown grape disease.
The question is, you said that you've got a piece of carrot in your millipedes enclosure for 6 months.
Yes.
They're not going to eat it.
No, I know. Dude, again, the reason I leave it in there is because I'm so like...
It's an experiment.
I just want to see what it will do in. Like, why is it not? It's not really decomposing. Like, is this plastic? Is this a plastic carrot that I've cut up and like imagine putting it in there? Because there's still like tiny bites out of it from when it was obviously freshly put in there.
Oh, okay.
It's just like, I don't know. It's just really fascinating to me the fact that it's not doing
It's not
anything. It's not
molding.
molding. It's like a McDonald's burger. It's not rooting. You know, I mean, you know, if I feed like I've fed a squash. God, if I leave squash in there, then the whole tub's sprouting up with like squash roots or whatever. But this carrot is just like, I don't know, man. It could survive a nuclear apocalypse or something. So, same with these grapes. I try and get organic because I messed up once and I got Brussels sprouts and I didn't get organic ones. And it killed off.
I thought you were saying that you mixed up grapes with Brussels sprouts.
No. I got Brussels sprouts. Apparently, they're really like prone to being eaten by pests, so they're like really pesticide heavy. And I fed them to like 5 of my tubs, and they died like within a day or two, and it was really devastating actually because it was some of my favorite species. It was like my green spots. That was a bit sad. Oh yeah, it was a massive loss as well.
Yeah,
bit of sad one.
Yeah, green
This is why
spots.
you got to be careful.
They're stunning, and they're certainly not cheap.
No. So I had 40 of them in there, plus babies. It was it was really sad. It was obviously the money was one side, but also I was just really sad because they were just a really nice isopod, and I was quite happy to have them. I've got some again, and they're breeding really well, but I wasn't able to afford as many as I did last time, so it will take a little bit longer. But now I don't get anything like I don't get lettuce, anything that's hard to clean. I just won't get anything with like loads of folds. Like I'm just like I just can't trust that I've got every piece of leaf washed. I'm so like scared.
Yeah, so I use cheap lettuce and bits for the snails, but obviously I thoroughly wash them before I put them in there.
Yeah, I think if I weren't scarred, I'd be a little bit less.
Yeah.
But
I'm pretty sure it's pretty safe because obviously if they don't take all the pesticides out, then we're then eating the pesticides.
Yeah, but we're not pests. We're probably fine. I mean, we eat
we're
kebab, so
we kind of eat all that stuff anyway. So, whereas that stuff's literally designed to kill invertebrates.
Yeah. But oh well. I just I don't quite trust it, and because like some of the tubs I've got, you know, like one tub I've got of pastels has got. I need to split them out. They're about 100 to 200 pastels in there. You know, if I put something in that's going to kill them off, that's, you know, it's going to take me a very long time to get back to that position.
Yeah, that's true. It's true. I'll go back. No.
I was going to put that enclosed with a piece of carrot must either be extremely dry, frozen, or anaerobic. The carrot would be gone in a matter of weeks, even with a bit of humidity.
I can promise you, it's my millipede tub, so I
think Josh, I think you need to go and get the carrot.
I kind of really do, but at the same time, I'm sorry, but I'm really lazy.
I think we need to see the carrot.
I'll tell you what. Next time I'm in there, I'll take it out if they've not buried it again, because sometimes it goes all the way to the bottom.
So basically, it's the millipede's toy. It's not edible now. It's a toy.
It must be, but I will have to be timing, because at the moment I've got I've got about 200-300 yellow banded babies, so they're really and they're still not eating the carrot, man. I mean, they probably, like you said, they never will, but yeah, I'll have to take a photo of it. I'll have to take a photo of it through the side.
You probably have to get their hammer and chisel out to be able to eat it.
No, because that's the thing. Like when I've picked it out before, I dug my nail in it, and it was still juicy. If it wasn't juicy, it wasn't fresh, but it was water came out as such. If that makes sense.
Are you sure your other half's not putting a fresh bit in there every day?
Chiseled out the exact bite pattern and everything like that. She's got it down to a T. Yeah, maybe. I mean, she would love to mess with me like that.
I'm gonna get in this time.
Yeah. I think that I'm just that. Well, actually, to be fair, I said this to Americans. They said that obviously they're struggling with the Argentella and stuff like that. And I was asking a genuine question. I wasn't trying to be rude. I just was like, could it be your fruit and veg? Because obviously you see in America, their fruit and veg lasts longer than my carrot. It never goes out of date. I mean, their bread lasts 7 weeks or some, crap like that. Is it something to do with, the additives? I mean, you see it all over TikTok where they pick up a pepper from Whole Foods and it's basically literally plastic. So I wonder if that's it.
Depends.
They said no. They said no. They think it's bacteria that we've got in the UK, but it doesn't make sense to me because we don't have the same bacteria as Vietnam.
I don't know. Mystery.
It really is to me. It really is to me because I don't think that we've got exceptional forests either. Obviously the UK's got some nice forests, but we've not got America's got exceptional forests.
Yeah.
Real old, you know what I mean? Prehistoric level forests. So I don't know. That's
the UK, you've got to really search for some ancient forest.
Yeah, there's nothing where I live. That's why I have to all my lichen, moss, all of that I have to order from somewhere else because there's nothing. I don't drive either, so I can't go anywhere really. But even the local nature reserves near me are most of them are pretty much man-made, except for a very small area.
Yeah, it's the same around here. I mean, I'm not far from you.
Oh, say it.
Literally just south of Cambridge.
Oh, okay. I'm trying to think of what cities around there. What's the city? Is it St. Neots or Bath or?
Cambridge is the nearest city.
Oh, okay. Then, it's just on the outskirts, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm 6 miles from Cambridge, in between Cambridge and Royston.
Oh, nice.
So I'm on the sort of Cambridgeshire-Hertfordshire border.
Where are you based, Josh?
Peterborough, man. So I need to get that Peterborough show. Remember, my mum's house is across from the show, so I can just keep all the stock there and just keep going back if I need any more. But I think
so yeah, you're 40 minutes from me.
Oh, nice. That's not too far.
I think there's a huge waiting list for Peterborough show.
Yeah, there is.
I know Phil's. You're on the waiting list.
I think my parents are on the list.
Sorry.
I'm on the waiting list, and my parents are on the waiting list.
Yeah, everybody I speak to is on the list, and everybody I speak to is on the list plus 14 of their friends.
Yeah.
So I think it's highly unlikely because I put myself on the list. I don't know, February, something like that.
Oh wow! So quite a while away then. Okay.
Quite. It was it's a month or two after the thing came out.
So I only put myself on the waiting lists just before Wigan.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, Mark and Claire, they put themselves on the list a week after or a day or two after, and they've still not got a spot. So Like I know that it will be a long way off of them getting a spot to I get a spot, that type of thing.
To be honest, I think the likelihood, because it literally is a one out, one in kind of jobby, and and unfortunately you're not gonna.
Also, it will depend on if someone does put out how many tables they leave behind, and they'll compare to, oh, these people want this many tables.
Yeah, but also you got they also might want more multiple table stalls than having a whole room full of single stalls. Maybe, I don't know.
So
I know
it'll depend, and chances are, like, people don't tend to pull out of doing shows until a week, 2 weeks before the show.
Yeah, that's why it's really like it's pretty much the only one where I've kind of been like, yeah, I can do it last minute because I'm outside. Like I'm here. You tell me 1 hour before, I could probably get a few things sorted.Maybe not an hour before, but you know what I mean. Like, but I think
I got evil looks when I threw it onto Alice that we're doing a show in like a week's time.
Oh, are you doing the Hampshire? Is it Hampshire?
No, I'm not doing Hampshire. I'm actually working that day, but no, it was Wigan. I messaged.
Oh, sorry, right, the one before. Yes.
Yeah, I messaged Luke and said, "Luke, have you got any tables for Wigan?" And he goes, "I'll put you on the waiting list." And then he messaged back literally the next day, and he said, "Oh, there's a table going." I'm like, "All right then." And then I told Alice, "Oh, by the way, we're doing Wigan." So I haven't got enough stock.
I think also I've been told that a lot of like places independent from the invert show are like trying to limit so it's more diverse. Because I think I can't remember which show it is, like Northampton or something. They've got like 17 isopod tables or something like that. There's a lot of isopod tables, next year. So it's kind of like trying to be more diverse. Even the Ant one, what's it called? Ant something. I don't know. That's coming up soon.
The Great British Ant Show or something, isn't it?
I know the guy's name is Charlie. I was going to go because obviously I'm really into ants, but also it's just really hard for me to get to. But even that has got like 5 or 6 isopod people going, and that's really just an ant show, right? So I think that diversity is going to struggle. I think there might be less tables for spiders and stuff like that in the coming years, just because I think the shows are just going to have to get bigger. I think that's the only answer.
Yeah, I think it can only get bigger with more people that come through the door, because obviously there's no point in them making a massive, huge, ginormous, like they buy out the XL Centre in London. They have all the traders in there, but then only the same amount come that will be going to.
Yeah, and you've also got to think of like the more traders there are, but if it's still getting the same amount, well, then the money's been spread thinner, kind of thing.
Yeah, that's true.
So then you get traders that some not all, but some traders main that didn't do quite so well because there was kind of more competition. So I think it's one of those things. Is like, well, with mine and parents show, it's a small show. We've probably got too many isopod sellers, but but my mum's probably not going to put any up herself. I might try and get other things in instead. Have a few, but not be my main thing.
Yeah, I think I said to you before, I won't be taking, loads myself. I think,
Dr. Stall, he's not going to have any isopods on his stall.
I'm not allowed to have.
The catch is there's no isopods.
Yeah, there's none left. There's only millipedes. I just.
But the thing is, yours will be very different to Dan's postpods.
Yeah. I mean, I think that next year for the shows will be hard because it's a lot of new sellers. But I do think that equally they might realize that it's not as lucrative as they might think. Whenever I speak to people, they're very, very surprised by how much a show will actually, or even how much you'll lose going to a show. Especially if you don't drive and you've got to get hotels and stuff like that.
My isopods are low end isopods. Like the only high end I had was the Krabbies. and I have pearls and Shuritsis are probably the only two other high end ones. The rest are really low end. But the problem is a lot of people are selling mid to high end like you guys do, but not many people sell the dairy cows. You don't see much dairy cows.
Yeah.
But I think, Phil, you have dairy cows on yours, don't you?
Yeah, I normally have at least a couple of tubs of dairy
Yeah.
cows, but they normally sell.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and my ones normally sell. Because no one sells them, and it's the same with like someone came up to my someone came up to my stall and said that they asked me if I've got any hissing cockroaches on my stall, and I said no, and they said no one sells them anymore. But then when I did actually walk around the show, I saw about 3 other people selling hissing cockroaches, so they weren't looking very hard.
Yeah.
But I think there is certain things that people aren't selling, and they're the ones that you should have in your table because they're obviously not.
But I think that's the thing, right? Everybody has I think that there's space in every hobby for everybody with different niches. For example, like I met someone recently in the spider world. I'm sure he does many other things, but he's got like all of the dwarf tarantulas. I've just brought some off of him. And I think that's like, I think it's just powerful to have what you're passionate about. You know, like I don't have any Porcelio. I have a few, but I don't have any Porcelio really, and I don't have any Armadillium, because like for me, this is first and foremost, as everybody, it's a hobby, and I don't keep things that I'm not massively into at the moment. So that means that again, there's room for everybody, because I would much rather me. Let's say I was only allowed to bring Cuberis, I'd be happy with that. And let's say the next person was only allowed to bring Porcelio, I'd be happy with that, because then you've got like, you know, so on and so forth. You've got people that are really, because they're passionate about that one genus, they're going to know a lot more. And by the way, I think you can have a lot of genuses and be passionate about all of them. I was kind of simplifying it a bit.
Yeah.
I was just saying that we don't have to be a Tesco's and have everything. We don't have to be so generic and only go for the ones that we think will sell really well. I think that it's just about having what you're passionate about, what you keep. I think it would be really disingenuous of me, for example, to start selling dairy cows, because I really don't like dairy cows, right? But as you say, I know from speaking to other people, dairy cows sell really, really well at a show. So I could, but it's not me. You know what I mean? Asking me, how do you keep them? How do you feel about them? You're going to notice in my face that I'm not. You just keep them like this. Yeah. You know what I mean? Whereas if you talk about white sharks, I'll be like, yeah, man, white sharks are great. They got, you know, and you'll see in my face, and that's it. When we talk at these shows, that's our time to kind of show how happy we are about these things we're selling. People don't buy the pets. They do buy the pets, but they also buy the pet because they see how happy you are and they want to replicate that for themselves. Sorry, I was going deep there, but I went a bit deep there. But it's kind of how I feel about it.
I think, I mean, I think the shows, obviously, isopods are probably the biggest. There's not much. There's a little bit, but there's not as much true spiders. I mean, you've got a few people that do true spiders, and obviously Jeremy's stall was basically just true spiders and some tarantulas. But yeah, you don't see too many. I mean, you've got Unseen Universe, which obviously do true spiders. Phil does a bit of true spiders.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, when this sack catches them, there'll be red fangs.
Phil's definitely going to be Phil and Amy are going to be the ones to go to for the red fangs. I mean,
awesome. I really want to see those Pikachu spiders.
I do not want to deal with them.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hopefully going to be the place to go for the net casters, because I've got about 50 babies I'm growing on, and an egg sac that I need to open, and then a male and female that I need to pair. So,
where is my picture of the sack? Oh, there we go. There's the sack. So that's taken today.
Oh, it's doing the same as mine. What's it called? I'll search on my PC for you if you want.
So,
Bill,
This is
you're
your
gonna-
red fang true
You're
You're
spider.
not
going to be so overrun with red fangs.
Do
can
not
see
like
the
what
size of
they're
that
doing. They're really cool, but like no.
Yeah, I'll
They are awesome, but it's exactly the same as the Cameroon crab spiders. They explode. There's so many of them.
They're great, but is thousands of them great?
Yeah. I hope your potting skill are up to scratch, Phil.
That's what his is.
which
That's
one?
what
This one?
The red fang is the
Yeah.
the female that he's
Yeah.
got.
That's cool.
But they're gonna have
that's
like
the adult.
because of how big the exact is, it's probably gonna have over 1,000 babies.
And that's I would see if you asked me, I would have said that was a tarantula. I didn't know that was a true spider.
Just watch though. Every
It's
single
not.
stall at the
When
end.
you see it like in person, you can tell the difference. But in photos,
It's technically not a true spider. It's a Mygalamorph.
don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
I made that mistake when I said
That I would
seagull.
have thought is a true spider for some reason. I think it's the hairs that are throwing me off.
No, that's not a true spider either.
Oh.
What is it?
Nope.
That's a Mygalamorph.
I can't even see it. My screen's really small.
It's all to do with the direction of the fangs.
Oh, okay, I see.
So the fangs go downwards. That's Mygalamorph, which includes tarantulas.
Is a huntsman my Ganamorph then?
No,
Damn it.
huntsmans are a true spider. Their fangs are side.
Okay. What about a camel spider?
It's not even a spider.
Oh.
Technically.
I warned you, just so you know.
I love learning these things. Like,
No, like
yeah.
I do as well. I
Yeah.
I'm
really
definitely not
do.
going to get one, but
I like
Camel
learning
spiders.
these things too, but also,
Yeah, camel spiders are solifugids.
Solifugids. You're so
So
good.
they're
with the
arachnids.
Latin.
They're arachnids, but they're not spiders.
Oh god.
Oh, it's my video.
Where is it?
I can see
Oh,
my
there.
thumbnail.
Plug. See, I'm obviously the
Coming up in Google search.
love that. Oh, there was in fact you come up a few times. If you search down, you actually come up a few times after. That's always good.
Right. That's what my female Nebo looks like at the moment.
And that's a scorpion, is it?
Yeah,
I can only just about see it.
I paired over 2 years ago.
Nebo what?
Hyrochanticus.
You're gonna have to type that one in the chat, Bill.
No, I think I've got it. Nebo scorpion.
There's a few there's Nebo Watii and a few different.
But yeah, I paired 3rd of March 2023. I'm still waiting for her to give birth.
Oh, so they take ages. This one?
Yep.
Awesome.
2 years,
Jericho
though.
Scorpion.
And she already looked ready to pop, but now it's just ridiculous.
I like how they all climb on their backs. At least I've only seen a little bit, but
Was that
Chris
the
did a
Jones
really
eye now
good-
all of a sudden looks like she's heavily gravid.
Bill, did you see the video that Chris did on Instagram? Because the baby was on the mum's back and it caught a little fly, and it was the cutest thing I've ever seen in my life.
No, I haven't seen
I was on the phone to Alice and I saw it and I went to tell Alice and I was like, oh wait, it's Chris's.
that.
this
But
guy
no,
just keeps popping up
super
everywhere.
cute.
Sorry.
The little baby caught a fly whilst it's on its mum's back. Like what?
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, I did love
It's such a shame that like all the colourful, at least is what I've been told, all the colourful scorpions are so deadly.
A lot of really colourful ones are DWA.
Is there any colourful ones that aren't DWA?
Yes.
Isn't there the
Is there an
there's
example
a
that I can
forest
get after that?
scorpion that looks sort of a greenish blue colour? It's still dark, but
Yeah, I want like I don't know. I want something bright though. I want something like
why don't you get like one of
Well,
the
there's some
desert-
some fairly almost bright yellow ones that are.
yeah, like
DWA.
desert species.
Is there any ones with like patterns on?
What kind of pattern?
I don't know anything. I don't know. I don't like just solid colours.
Checkered.
It's less of a pattern, more of a texture.
Tartan.
They have like
Tartan
You know,
isopods. Tartan scorpion.
That's what my my
But not-
Jonesy looks like at the moment.
Yeah, check it. Yeah,
work with isopods, but not by color. You know, like the textures and stuff.
like that, Phil.
Archers are very, very gravid or close to molten, would you say?
Yeah, probably a gravid one.
Yeah.
The main difference with scorpions, instead of like colors, is the like feeling, like the texture that they have. Like the different. I don't know how to explain it.
Oh, finally,
See, that's cool. What's that?
Yeah, that's EWA.
That's Steve.
Oh my! That's probably fake, is it? I'm assuming.
Yep.
Like a brightened version of a.
finally split the
split the G.
the Thai bush scorpions up.
Oh yeah.
Is that the one that you did the video of, where the little baby's on its mom's back and it took the fly?
Yeah.
It's really good. I was literally telling Alice about it, then I realized it was your video.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Yeah, no, I was watching it. I videoed it, looked away, came back, and she was munching on one of the babies. So I was like, yeah, no, you're coming out. So I kind of disturbed the plot a little bit. All the babies came off the back because all the babies have molted already, and then yeah, split the female, but took the mum out.
They're starting to get colour, aren't they? Or look like it.
They're getting a little bit of colour, yeah.
I'll be back in a minute.
I mean, they're absolutely freaking. They're crazy when I put some fruit flies in there.
It's so cute. I like it. It's seriously cute.
I mean, they are literally, they go mental for the fruit flies. It's brilliant. So I'm going to keep them in here together for a little while. Let them. Yeah, there's loads of them.
Have you guys ever seen the amber fireflies under UV light? Sorry, I just saw
Yeah.
scorpions. They look really cool.
Amber fire.
I can get it out quickly. So if I share again.
Why do I keep thinking Amber Firefly sounds like a band?
Share.
We're Amber Firefly and we play heavy metal.
They look like that. It's like a nice purple colour.
Mm.
You could also see on the left there that I don't pay for any of my PC games.
Sad. We're telling it's all all out there now.
You wouldn't rob a granny. Oh, I would. I'm joking.
Oh, man, I grew up in a time where Napster was free.
Someone wants to ask a question about a tarantula, and like I'm going to help them. However, it did remind me that Chris, you said about your DBB. Did you say that you thought it was female?
I've never really thought of I don't know. I'm kind of torn with more male because it's quite leggy.
Yeah, you can ask a question. I can try and answer it, but Phil is doing something, but he'll probably answer it when he comes back as well.
What's the question?
I keep enough spiders to try and help.
Hey, man.
Had a bad molt about 3 weeks ago, and it's.
Oh, Amy, I had. Hang on. No, I'm not going to count them. Same. I've probably got about 50, maybe 40.
What kind of bad molt? And it's what is that? It's spine. Maybe like it's spinnerets or something. I'm not on the camera. I got the snake.
It's spinal.
Oh, it's spinnerets are stuck. How are they
Oh.
stuck? Are they like stuck in the molt? Are they stuck to the spider? You know, like, or if they're stuck in the molt, your best bet is getting it into like a little ICU setup with like kitchen roll and loads of humidity at the bottom to try and soften the molt. But you could also use like a Q-tip to try and soften it if you can get close enough to the spider, obviously, so that you might be able to help the molt off of the spinnerets. Because
So
like it's you can't exactly like you can put the spider in a water bowl, but it's not necessarily going to stay in the bowl. You know what I mean? So
you can't pinch grab the spider because it's probably still soft from the molt.
yeah, so the best thing is probably like a little kitchen roll in the bottom of like a little tub. Just put lots of water on it and put the spider in there and hope that that softens it enough that you can sort of maybe get a pair of tweezers or like a little cotton bud and just help the molt off once it's soft enough. If it continues to dry, it probably isn't going to come off easily. And if it was 3 weeks ago, they just said it was 3 weeks ago, so it's definitely dried. So it needs to go into something to make it to like moisten the molt again, so that you can then try and help get the molt off. Because if it's been 3 weeks, it needs like a lot of like moisture, humidity. Don't keep it in like the ICU thing. Just obviously keep it in there until you're able to help it, and then put it back obviously into its enclosure. It doesn't have to stay in there. So,
Hello.
someone had a question. They said that they have a GBB and it had a bad molt about 3 weeks ago, and its spinnerets are stuck. But the molt was 3 weeks ago, which means that it's hardened in like 3 weeks. And now, so I said like the ICU setup where you put the kitchen roll in like lots of water so that it can try and put humidity into the like soften the molt, and then maybe use like a Q-tip if they can get close enough to the spider and try and get it off. But
yeah, probably it's probably your best bet, really. Yeah.
It's been like it for weeks now. I've tried everything, missed in bigger bowl. Try and get it into literally like get a new tub, put holes in it, put kitchen roll at the bottom of the tub. You can put like a little water bowl in there as well, but just add lots of water to the kitchen roll and put the spider in there and try and keep it warm so it's humid for like at least a day or so. And then it should soften the molt hopefully enough that you can help get it off. If I'm wrong, someone else, or not if I'm wrong, but that's just my opinion. That's what I would do.
Yeah, no, I'd go with that. I just had to pop down to check on our tortoise.
I mean, I was going to say she okay, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, it doesn't really move, which I'm not surprised.
Not doing so well.
Got attacked by another one.
Oh,
Freaking giant one. It's just like, I'm sure, because obviously, like with the weather where it's like breeding season for snakes and like other things, it's probably the same for tortoises, isn't it? So it's probably a mix of him being huge and also he's horny because he's like the biggest male.
I find tortoise and turtle sex really funny.
Because of the male screaming or something, right? Or something, there's something like that.
Just the movement. I don't know. It just looks really like.
I had to ask her what was happening once when we saw like a male going after a female. There was just this noise and like its mouth. It was so weird.
I mean, I'm assuming it's late at night. There's not going to be any kids around, but I just imagine if I was to film myself, it would. I'm just joking. If I put a shell on my back, no, I'm joking.
suddenly turn into OnlyFans.
So funny.
Pictures of what?
One way to make money for isopods.
Yeah, that's it. Dude, where do you think I got the name Only Pods from, right? It's my origin story.
Hopefully the person's still here. Osman can try and help, because I know that the malt is like water repellent, but like I say, I don't really know if there's a lot you can do other than trying to make it a bit more humid to see if it does stuff on the malt.
You got that.
Yeah, I mean, let me get up Jimmy's website. Kind of depends on where you're based. If you're in the UK, you can contact someone that actually Chris has now met.
Oh yes.
It's only really going to be relevant if you're in the UK, probably. But if you're in the UK, you can contact Invertevet. Just put his link in chat. He is a specialist invertebrate vet.
Very, very knowledgeable.
Wait, is he the one that me and Alice were talking about?
Yeah, he's the one that saw.
Come back on the stream, Bill. I was talking to Alice about you had to get back on the stream. I need to talk to him about DKS, okay? She had a conversation with him about DKS. I need to have that conversation on your stream.
Quite an interesting thing.
You know how I feel about like that, and he's done like studies on it. I need to speak about it. I need to speak to someone.
He's done a lot of things on various. Yeah,
I know, but you can talk about the other stuff, but I want to talk to him about that. Get him on the stream.
I think he said something like DKS is only a symptom, isn't it?
Yeah, which like
it's not an actual disease.
There's no actual real condition called it, because it's your when it comes to DKS in transfers, you're seeing like in general erratic movements and stuff. You're always DKS, but that could be you're just seeing something that could be fungal infection, could be bacterial infection, could be chemical, could be anything.
Dehydration on it as well.
It could be anything.
Yeah.
So could be full on viral disease that we don't know about. It could be many, many different things, which is why there's technically no like cure for DKS or anything like that. No one really knows.
I mean,
exactly.
You can try
because you're literally saying, "Oh, it's doing this, therefore it's got DKS," but that's literally naming symptoms or clinical signs and not actually what the cause of it is, kind of thing.
Because you see some people call it DKS disease, and it's like it's not a disease. It's not a disease, is it? It's like if you get a cold, DKS is like a cough. It's the symptom of what's wrong with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's been telling that for the past few years.
You know the funny thing. So Alice, I was at work. Alice phoned me. She said, "Oh yeah." She said, "Oh yeah, the vet seems zen. He's really like clued up. He's a vet, an invert vet, and he knows Phil." And I was like, "Oh, that's cool." I was like, "I'll come with you to take him later on," because she had to go twice in the same day. So he went over there, walked in, and I looked down at my t-shirt. I was wearing one of your t-shirts. I looked like a right little fanboy. He was like, "Oh, look, it's Phil's t-shirt." Well.
But no, Benjamin.
Realistically, if you've left it for 3 weeks, that is obviously not ideal because it has hardened more than you would have liked it to, and it's likely that it's not going to come off. So the best bet is trying to get it through to the next molt. You can try the ICU thing; it might work, it might not, but don't keep it in an ICU. If it doesn't work after like a day or so, then just put it back into its enclosure. and do your best until you can get it to a molt, and then hopefully it malts out okay. I mean, it's done okay for 3 weeks, so if you just continue to do that, then it should get to the next molt. And obviously, if it's eaten and everything still.
Yeah.
Also, I wouldn't like. I know that obviously they need their spinnerets, but most GBBs that I have, they web up like a hell of a lot. So if it can't web up between like one molt to the next, it should already have quite a bit of webbing in there to sort of live on until it does get to the next molt.
Oh, my GBB tank enclosure is covered in.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So it should sort of have something there to keep it going, like until the next one. No, I'm on camera. Why not? Because I haven't been.
Oh.
He's been hiding.
But she's talking about this.
Oh, it's a new type of choker these kids are wearing these days.
New fashion.
She's a very cute one, though. She's the one that's got one eye. Well, kind of one eye. She's got 2 eyes, but not really. I know that doesn't make sense, but she has both eyes, and it looks as though she's only got one, but the other one's really, really sunken in, so she just has no sight in it. So on this side, see, it's just completely sunken, but there is like an eye in there. And then that one is completely fine. She's very friendly. Just lets me do what I want. Probably not good that she's as friendly as this. This is how you know that like this could never be a wild snake. Bill, what are you doing?
What am I doing?
On your phone? We should actually make a rule online so people don't go on their phone, because that's what happens. And then you get distracted and you don't know what's happening.
He's playing Clash of Clans. Leave him alone.
Or looking at more isopods.
Looking at more isopods. I think that everybody could do that.
I'm always looking up at more isopods, but I'm not actually looking at isopods.
He's looking at centipedes.
Nope.
Scorpions.
Nope.
Cockroaches.
Nope.
Is it an invert?
It's invert related.
Enclosures.
Nope.
It's like 20 questions.
He's looking up DKS.
Isopod food.
Symptoms.
Nope.
It's invert related.
He's looking up my birthday present for next month.
Nope.
Which is invert related.
Merc.
Is it bug food?
Nope.
Sorry?
It's not bug food. If it's invert related, if it's invert related, it's not an invert. So it's not alive.
No, it's not alive.
But it's not food.
And it's not food, and it's not an enclosure, and it's not merch.
Is it decor?
Nope.
Lighting?
Nope.
I do.
It's gonna be some like really obscure thing that's used
It's
for like
gonna be stupid.
to like birth or something. I don't know.
Not
With
decor.
Bill, you never know. It could be some far-fetched, I don't know, some animals that
nappies
no one's
for
ever
dung
heard
beetles.
of.
It's really not all that far.
Be
Amy said
nappies for dung
substrate.
beetles.
Amy said substrate.
No.
I
Mushrooms.
can't.
No.
Oh,
What the frick, man?
he's got to give us a clue now. I mean, this is like a car journey.
Yeah, like what?
You're thinking far too hard about it.
You have made it like this.
Are you editing a YouTube video?
No.
Oh.
Something invert related. Is it the shows? Are you looking at shows?
To show you.
Oh, it's Asia. Oh, Hampshire.
Yeah. I'm actually checking to make sure that they've added my parents to the trade list because they didn't initially.
They also have done like really weird capitaling on some of the names, which really bothers me. But maybe that's how people submitted them.
I haven't looked at it yet.
It's also incredibly tiny.
Yes. Yeah. But you know, Hampshire Show. If you're watching, I'm not being mean. Just.
You've all got to zoom in to see who's on there, but yeah, they are on there now, whereas they weren't before.
Oh
Run
wow!
everything
I'd say he
through
would come on a live
AI.
Oh wow! That is a very small list, isn't it?
Well, the list is fine. It's just, I mean, small as in the font small.
Yeah. It's hard to see. It needed to be like a portrait or something.
Are
Like
your
a
parents'
portrait.
names on there?
It is now, yeah.
Hmm.
It wasn't before because apparently they thought that we were the same people.
To be fair, Phil, I also thought this. I also thought that crystals and creatures was also part of the same thing. I just thought you were all the same.
Like Phil didn't get tables originally. He had tables that were part of his parents' ones, and then he got tables, and my table was part of his ones. So
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I just got those terrarium. You know those terrariums I picked up from you. I didn't have room to bring them back, so my friend had to take them off me for a while. So I've literally just got them again now. So I'm gonna set them up with some springtails and put some isopods or something in them. I want some.
Yeah,
I want to get some of my red ties out of one of my enclosures, but I haven't got loads where like I can just take out a small scoop, and like you can't really pick them out. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what we'd do.
Spoon.
Yeah, but they're like literally like I don't understand because they are in a lot of my tubs, but they're not. There's like for every 1 inch of soil, there'll be like 2. Does that make sense?
Mm.
And no babies. It really makes no sense to me. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. They're not dying because obviously they're in a couple of tubs, but
They could be one of those species where the babies just stay buried and then you just see them one day, you know?
I think I need more slime mold, but I don't like putting the slime mold in the iSpod tubs because I don't like the way it looks, to be honest. It's really gross.
10 years ago today, I was in I was in the north of France at Hellfest.
My partner just went to Bloodfest. You know, is it Bloodfest?
Oh yeah, Bloodfest in Milton Keynes Bowl.
Yeah, I was really disappointed though because she said to me, she was like, "Oh, Josh, we all got some like blood beers." And I was like, "Oh, send me a picture. That sounds, sounds metal." But it didn't even have any red food dye in it. It was just a regular beer. Oh, you would have thought you'd put a little bit of like food dye in it or something, but no, it was just a normal beer, and apparently it wasn't very nice either.
Yeah, but I mean, the fact that people think that Youngblood has put his own, I won't say it because it's obviously monetarized and yeah, but if you know what I mean, the red stuff in his
records,
and it's like, how silly can you be? That's dye. That is red dye.
Oh, I didn't know. No, I didn't. I don't know anything about the dude, really. Like, I know Serena likes him. We've gone to see him a few times. He spat on me once, and I got really annoyed.
I got a lot of respect for him because he is a generally really nice guy, and he does help people out.
He comes to all the cheap seats, and he won't go to the expensive ones.
He's a really nice guy, but he just said he spat on him.
Yeah, not in like a.
Well, yeah, but I mean, my
stupid spitting out of his mouth the beer at everybody.
My friend Emma's
like, I love it. Spit on me. I'm not fucking
I definitely know where the Only Pods came from.
Yeah, absolutely loves it. I'm like, can't believe it.
So, my friend Emma, we were at a Prodigy gig, and she got the lead guitarist, well, the only guitarist, threw a bottle in the audience. It smashed her straight in the eye.
Ooh.
Yeah, she got a massive red eye, like black eye from it for like a week. The week afterwards, we went to Voodoo in London, which is a heavy metal nightclub.
Yeah.
And we were there, and the guitarist of Prodigy was there. So we had a little bit of a word with him, and he bought us a drink.
Oh, that's nice. They should drink out of it.
Yeah, we're like, you do realise that you gave my friend a black eye last weekend? He was like, what? So, yeah, we explained it to him.
That's
It's quite funny.
Right. Was it just over 6 weeks, and me and Chris will both be at a festival?
And
Can't wait.
what it's called already now?
So,
What was it
Bloodstock.
called? Bloodstock. Yeah, I was like, can't be Bloodfest because that was the thing. Bloodstock. That's it.
no, Bloodstock, yeah. Well, it's me, Phil, Matthew from Custom Aquaria,
James from Custom Aquaria.
James from Custom Aquaria, Connor,
Nick from
Matt's
Custom
son, Luke from Spa Spiders. That's it, I think.
To be fair, I said recently that I think if I was to compare this community to like a suite, it would be the Blackjacks. It just goes to show you are all incredibly similar and incredibly diverse at the same time, which is quite cool.
Yeah, I think most people, a lot of people in the community are metalers or like heavy metal music. I think spiders and heavy metal kind of goes together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of like the Zen.
What's Jumping Spiders then? Was that more like K-pop or something?
Baby metal.
That's it. Baby metal.
As much as I like Jumping Spiders, then they are like. That's.
Yeah. There you go. Amy H said K-pop. Oh no, if she heard K-pop, then I think she likes K-pop.
Okay. Oh yeah, I remember the confusion you had the other week with J-pop and K-pop.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What's all like your guys? Because I'm always learning about new inverts. What's like your guys' dream invert that like not a lot of people maybe know about?
I don't really have. I've forgotten the. It's not that not many people have one, but it's the. Jeremy's got one. It's a spider that was based on the spider in Harry Potter, and I've forgotten the actual name of it.
Is it that gold? Is it the gold one that he had or no?
No, it's.
I
It's a type of.
I know the exact spider, but I can't think of the one.
Yeah, I can't remember the actual name of it. But no, not the Taylor Swift,
family.
Amy. It's wherever the big tarantula is in. Not tarantula. It's the true spider, but
Lycosade, like Lycoside.
Might be that.
The character Arog.
Yeah,
Harry,
that's it.
Yeah. It's a wolf spider from the scientific family classification. No idea.
So I'd like one of those. I'd like one of those one day.
Yeah, we do live every Monday. It's only most Mondays, but normally every Monday.
It's actually part of the name, so it's Lycosa.
Lycosa.
Lycosa. Aragogi.
Aragogi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Aragog, I guess, makes sense.
But I think they look awesome. It just looks like Aragog, but a mini version of it.
Yeah, it does. It also looks incredibly grumpy.
Yeah, which I love. I have a French bulldog that looks grumpy but surprised at the same time.
Yeah. What about the rest of you? It doesn't have to be rare. It doesn't have to be something that people don't know. Maybe just your favorite, something you don't own that you would like to play.
There's a couple. I mean, like the yellow spiky isopod from Centralina.
Oh yeah.
Especially after I spoke with someone who studied them for a few years on Centralina, and she was like the ranger for them. So, but they fluoresce under black light. They're completely arboreal.
Quite a few isopods actually like fluoresce black light.
So,
I need to get a few different waves to kind of test like which ones.
Some centipede species do as well. It might be worth checking your ones that you're going to get because they're the mimic ones, so they might actually glow.
Oh yeah, could do. I
Even
know
if
some
it's
of the
not, like,
millipedes
all
that
of
I have
it
as
could
well.
be parts of them.
do.
Like whenever sort of someone has, if a centipede gets out, because they get out all the time, if you tell someone to use UV light, because certain parts of them will react to it, even if not all of them does.
Yeah.
right. That's one. Hogner Ingens would be another one. That would make Jeremy jealous if I ever kept
What
word
was
of
it?
Hogner Ingens.
Hungaringens.
Hogner.
Hogna,
It's the Desertas wall spider.
Hogna ingens.
The largest wall spider in the world and one of the most endangered spiders in the world.
How big
Horse
is
spider.
how big is that? How big are they?
I can make Jeremy jealous of the fact that I've seen him in the flesh. In captivity.
Mm.
And he hasn't.
Oh, it looks like Geoscorps has got a lot of Emperor Scorpions just been born.
Hogner Ingens size, so body length of up to 40 millimeters or 1.6 inches. Leg span reaching 12 centimeters.
What? No.
Don't.
I quite like the fact that the forest wolf spiders are sort of big but not huge.
These are big wall spiders. But yeah, they're critically endangered.
I just had a look at the one that OC Tarantulas.
I'm looking at that now as well.
It's really fluffy. If I'm looking at the well, I've copied and pasted the name, so I hope I'm looking at the right thing. But yeah, it looks very fluffy. So I don't mind tarantulas so much because they have like really tiny eyes. Not all of them, but it seems like most of them. Whereas spiders just have. Jumping spiders have cute eyes, but like spiders themselves, they just I don't know. I'd really like to own some of the trilobite females, or whichever one is.
Yeah, trilobites would be cool if it was able to keep them in captivity properly and knew what was able to replicate it.
Is it that they can't breed, or is it just that they will perish very quickly?
They perish very quickly. I think it's like one specific type of fungus that they eat.
Right. Okay. So unless you grow it, it's
it's just trying to get that in captivity and stuff, and then of course it's only ever females are collected.
yeah.
So like not really unless you get gravid females, you're not going to breed them because the males look like a completely different animal. You're trying to because they are amazing looking things.
Yeah, they're so cool. They're so cool.
But they're sold in Europe in quite big numbers.
Yeah, no, that's why I was surprised to hear you say they perish so quickly because like I see them all the time. I get offered them all the time, in fact. But I know it's only female, so I'm like, and I ask how long. I have asked how long they live before, and the person said quite a long time. But maybe they don't really keep them. I mean, they must not do because they only have females, right? So
Yeah.
Emerald crab spider. Now that actually did look insane. I think it's called emerald.
Have you seen the lichen huntsman?
Yes, I saw that one.
The male one that gets like green and red.
Let me just double check.
The female is like they're sexually dimorphic, so the males look prettier, but it goes like bright green with like red sort of patterning on them.
Yes, yeah. It might have even been you that showed me him at one of the shows, maybe like on your phone. I
Maybe
don't know. Someone's definitely mentioned them to me before.
had a male and he was terrifying, but he was really cool.
Yeah, they do look cool. The Pikachu spiders look cool as well.
Yeah, they're
They
very
look
cool.
Yeah,
weird.
they're just very, very, very delicate on heat.
Right.
The moment if your room goes over 28 Celsius, that'll be it. Yeah, they're not great at heat. I've struggled with them before. I've tried keeping them and they just don't do well.
That
And they're
one.
not very good at hunting either. They're terrible hunters
Orphanage Spycroner.
because they trip over or fall over their own web.
Oh.
Yeah, they're terrible.
The blue Freying Death Beetle spider version.
Pretty much, yeah.
I would like one though. They just look cool. Luckily I'm quite fortunate that I've got a lot of like temperature control in here. But it does sound like it's not something you can always have out on display.
No, I mean they tend to they find one place and that's where they'll stay. And
Right.
if you're lucky, it'll be a place where it will be seen. But if you're unlucky, then yeah, you won't ever see it.
If you haven't seen the spider that Osmond just said, Google that one because they look crazy. They're really cool. They kind of look like a larger version of is it the Bombahorodar? It's the redhead dwarf, but freaking huge and way cooler. They're like almost jet black, but they've got like a bright reddish sort of orange carapace.
Oh yeah. Oh, hold on.
They're almost like the lava tarantula with how bright some of them are.
Oh, it's not the same. Okay, don't matter. I was offered a black femur, and it looked similar to that, so I thought it might be the same, but it's not.
A black femur?
Yeah.
What, are you in the black market or something?
In the black market. Author
dealing body parts.
Naki.
Most of the time when Osmond says a
I'm
spider
guessing
that
it's
he's
a film.
getting, it's going to be one that's really, really rare, and he's probably one of the first people to have found it.
That
I'll
is
send it to Phil.
very pretty.
And read it out because I don't know how to say that.
Oh, Orphanoctone species black femur.
He just rolls it off the tongue like it's nothing. It's insane.
I wish I had that ability to say all these scientific names like off the tongue. You've seen some of my videos on YouTube. It's like, yeah, this is
Yeah, dude, I'm the exact same. When I first got into isopods as well, like I don't know if you've ever ordered off of Dubia Paul, but he has I have terrible handwriting, but he has terrible handwriting equally the same. I had no idea what any of the things I would get were.
There's also sometimes like getting stuff off Adam Micro Exotics as well. Sometimes you're like, what's it say?
Yeah, I've got some mystery boxes where they were unlabeled as well. You're like, what?
It's exactly the same as as Luke from Spire Spiders. He's equally as bad. I think I bought 2 spiders off him at Mildenhall show, and he wrote on the top of them what they were. I got home and I was like, what did I buy? I couldn't read it. Obviously I knew what they were, but
Yeah,
I was just like, I couldn't read it, bless him.
That's why, because my handwriting's terrible, that's why I don't handwrite on anything.
that's why I made sure to get one of those label makers. It was one of the first things I did.
Yeah.
When you say it's Osmond, do you mean like it's threat poses and like steals your tongues, or it tries to escape and attack you? Because I feel like when Osmond says something's mean, it has to be like murderous, you know? Because he's used to all of the crazy spiders.
I feel like I'm being ganged up on.
Osmond reckons that black femur might be now viridis.
Spinosatibia what's spinulopalpus?
It might be, dude. I don't know anything about spiders. Anytime someone offers me a tarantula or a spider, I immediately say no. So yeah, I have no idea. I only know what the name they offered me.
I feel like I'm being ganged up on. I just looked at the white tree frogs adults, and they're all just like there watching me. The babies are all sleeping.
Platypus spinopulpus. Yep.
Say that really quick.
Turning to Eminem. That's the one. I do like the Caribbean. What do you call them? Caribbean versicolor, is it? Cool.
Yeah, I've got
I kind of want to see that, Osman. I don't want to own it without seeing it, but also I kind of want to see that behavior. Phil, you should get one.
Why me?
You just said he doesn't have any space.
You get all of the crazier tarantulas, and I get ones that are usually nicer. Even my OBT is friendly. Like, come on.
I think I used to have one many years ago.
What's your craziest tarantula? Then, Famous said you've got loads of crazy ones.
Crazy or rare? Because his rarest is like one that I really, really, really like, but it never mentions it very much.
Yeah, what's that one?
What was that one?
The one, the Salmopaeus species.
Oh, the Languibuseri.
I really, really like that one, and it's so pretty.
Musheri?
Langdon, but
If you saw how I was spelling this, you'd laugh so much.
It's just because it's one you just don't really see or hear about very often. Like in Salmopaeus, you think like Armenia, Cambridgei, Pulcher, Reduncus, and then you don't think of any others.
Yeah, I can't spell it. I don't know. Yeah.
See, mine's a heart bacteria Chrysogaster.
Yeah, I'm
probably my rarest one.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Do these have common names I can search?
I don't actually know if that one has a common name. Phil?
What did you say the name of it? Wait, so Phil's one, let me see if I can find the name of it.
Your spelling must be immaculate, by the way. To remember any of these is insane.
Takes such a long time to get used to stuff though.
Well, Phil, does the Chrysogaster have a common name?
I don't know.
Okay.
How would I spell it, Chris? Give me what would I
Oh,
try?
God.
Chrysogaster.
Yeah. Osman's just written it down.
Oh, he has. Okay, perfect. Oh, I actually did spell it. Nothing like that.
They are very pretty.
They are or they aren't.
They are very pretty.
The female that he has is really, really nice as well.
Was it a Solasteris or?
What was your one for? What was your one that you said, Chris?
No, that's a fly.
Mine's a Hypacteria Chrysogaster.
Oh.
There we go. I see it. Oh, yeah, it's got like a blue tinge to it with a like an orange bum.
Yeah, orangey kind of
It
bum.
reminds me of a different version of a GBB. Mainly with the orange.
Very pretty.
Males have orange abdomens.
It's only a sling at the moment.
I find it really strange that in the tea hobby, black tarantulas are worth a lot of money, whereas in the isopod world, if you get a black isopod, it's actually worth less. Like the black hole is a morph of the lava, so it's harder to separate out. Yeah, it's worth less because it's black.
I mean, if you think of the pulchras, I mean, I think it's the speed that they grow.
Slow growing, like take years to grow and stuff.
I
And
mean,
then
like the Minax as well. They're not incredibly expensive, but they do they take a long time to just actually even get to sort of juvenile stage, let alone mature.
Probably my favourite tarantula I've got, is my P Metallica. Once it gets pretty grown.
Phil has a female one of those, and she's insane.
Yeah, they look
you're insane.
really cool.
She's huge, and she freaks me out. She's
It's
insane.
lovely.
She's insane.
I would say my female regardless, I love, but I've not actually seen it for a while. Well,
I love my New River Calcodes. She's great. And most people like her too, because she's like the one who does like the handling and stuff.
there you go. Osman's just put one of those tarantulas.
One of
We've had for 2 years now, and still at 1.5 centimeters.
Sounds about right. You might have a female on your hands in about 20 years.
Plus,
That one looks fluffy as well.
Pelma and Mania.
Is there a comparison in how quickly male spiders actually grow compared to females, depending on their growth rate as like a species and not just overall with tarantulas? So I mean, like, say, so Pelma take a really long time, right? But males usually grow quicker than females of whatever species that it is. So how quickly would a male grow to maturity compared to a female?
Not it.
Yeah.
This is why we need the invert vet on here.
But he kept on saying to us he's very easy to find, very easy to locate.
Alice kept reminding me that he's been on Phil's live before, but it's also been a couple of years. So now Phil has to contact him so that I can speak to him.
Yeah, last time he was on was when we was having the nematode issue.
Oh, how are you getting that spider?
What spider?
The one that I've been looking for, and the guy said yes.
He's going to bring it in.
Oh yeah, I forgot that. Yeah, that makes sense.
He's not sure when, but yeah, he'll bring it in.
It shouldn't be too. I mean, it's not long matured, has it? So
No, it's very fresh.
I may have to let go of my Saz and my male because there's no way that female's even close to mature, and I don't want him to go to waste. And I did buy them to pair, but now obviously she's way behind. Yeah, that was a lot. The whole no, I don't want to say it because you said not the N word. But yeah, that was a lot when that happened.
Here she comes to wreck the day.
I've got a question. I've got a female dragon mantis. How hard would it be for me to get a male one and pair them?
Males are going to a lot quicker. Like the males, they'll mature quicker, they'll die quicker. They don't last very, very long at all. So if you do get one, you're going to want the person you're getting it from to be very specific about how old they think it is and how far it is to maturity for you to sort of get it in the right range for your female. Just because they are really difficult. It's like with like I've got the pseudocamphops lobe, something like that. It's a Peruvian moss mantis. They come they're usually green, and find her a male, they grow so fast and they die so quickly. So there's no real way to find a male for them unless you get one straight out of the wild, and then if you don't pair it straight away, it's probably just going to die. It's tough. It's really tough. It's like a really short time frame of getting the male and pairing them before he passes.
If you speak to Jeremy,
Hmm.
I don't think he's got a male now. I think his male died. But double check if it has. But if not, check where he got his male from. So I've forgotten his name, and he got his male from someone that breeds them, I think.
There is a guy who goes.
I've got one more molt until she's ready.
Yeah.
There's a guy who goes to the entomology shows who breeds the dragon mantis. That might be who Jeremy got his one off of. But
bearded
he
guy
breeds the dragon ones. Like he does have certain species, but he's supposed to mean. Phil knows who he is. I can never remember.
I know he is. I couldn't tell you his name though.
Yeah, but like I could easily point him out to you, sort of thing. But he's always at the entomological shows, and he's usually got the dragon mantis available as well.
I'll put a few messages out. It's not that I want to sell them. It's actually
I saw that someone in the group. Someone is selling some, but I've
seen it for sale.
They're probably younger.
Yeah, exactly, and like I found out that they're a communal species, so that's why I want to breed. I wouldn't have bred it otherwise, but I want to have a tank with quite a few of them.
If the person who Amy is talking about is the one who breeds the moss mantis, that is like his name is like the mossy mantis something or something on Facebook. He's the one who he's usually the one who breeds the Peruvian moss mantis, which is one I have, but I've only got female. And if it's him, then he's the one who breeds the dragon one. So you can probably find him on Facebook.
Oh, I'll have a look. Yeah, because I mean, like trying to make a communal of those is going to be very expensive if I can't breed them myself. Because they're still like 45 quid a pop. I got mine very, very cheap. I got mine for £20, which I know was a very good deal for a female.
That is decent.
Mossy madness.
There's different types of moss, but like he breeds like a specific one. ELP something. Yeah, I think it is the same guy that I'm thinking of because I'm waiting on the Mandula Moltoni as well, which is another type of moss mantis. That's probably the invert I should have said earlier that I'd really like. I do have a female, but I'd really like a male of one of those just to be able to continue breeding them. Because that female's doing so well, and I've had her like a good while now. And I did come across a male, but he literally died like a week later.
El Patriarchy. Patriarchy.
El
Oh, you're down there. Oh, he had a heart attack. Couldn't find my P Metallica.
It's trolling you.
I thought, no, it's escaped, but it's actually burrowed down, which is weird for Metallica, but it was asleep.
Until recently, I'd never actually willingly brought a tarantula. I was given 2 C. Dyscolus, Dyscolus, Vietnam blues. I raised them from slings for a little while, but then I found out that they can cause like necrotizing flesh, so I gave them away.
Necrotizing? What's that?
When they bite you, like your flesh will like eat itself and die. So.
Oh, if you search up that name that Amy put, then you can find him on Facebook.
Thank you, Amy. The closest, is it? I don't know. Vietnam blues is the common name, apparently.
Kilobrachys discolus.
That's the one, yeah. That's the one. But yeah, I raised them for quite a while, and then I found that out, and I was like, yeah, I'm terrified now. She's telling me.
I avoided getting killer brackies because of how erratic that they are, and now I have a friggin' electric blue female, and the only reason I wasn't going to keep it, and now I have to because Phil has a male that's about the right size for her when they're adults, and I don't want to pair them.
Well, that's if I feel like I'm just never getting like the easy species. Like my first ever T, I win by accident at one of the invert shows, and I get a pink foot Goliath.
That's a really good one to have, though.
Well, actually, so I obviously kept kept her. So for a while, like I was gonna, get rid of her because I was quite scared, but I did fall in love with her. But actually, my gardener came over and he was helping me with a few things, and his wife was talking to him on the phone, and she's come from Poland. And when she moved from Poland to here, she had to give all of her teas away, and one of the teas that she gave away was a pink-footed Goliath. And she honestly, like when she was talking about it, she was like really sad. So when my gardener finished, I boxed her all up and gave it to her, because although I liked her, it's much better in her hands than it is mine.
I was watching a video of a band. Well, it's a guy called Till Lindemann, who's the singer out of Rammstein, but he's got his own solo band, and he's at a grass pop, and they were throwing cake into the audience, and the audience were grabbing the cake and eating it off the floor.
Oh,
Grim.
Yeah, I'm saying yeah. I don't know which guy that you mean, because I speak to various Mantis people when you ask me questions. So there's Simon the Mantis Garden, then Rick's Bug Room, then Mitch Auntie Universe, and then that guy is the one that I was contacting about the Peruvian moss female, and then he said that eventually he's going to have the Moltoni available, so I'm waiting for that. So maybe there's a few. I'm sorry.
So I think the guy that Jeremy got his dragon mantis from was he's got a beard.
Yep.
And he was at London show selling the miniature tiny mantis.
yeah.
Did you have piercings as well?
Sorry?
With piercings as well?
Yes.
Are you talking about the New Zealand guy?
No, not him.
No.
No, the guy who like I said, I can't remember his name, but he lives with his mum.
I want to say Andy.
Oh, see, no, that is the guy I was thinking of, right?
Yeah, I know that's the guy you're thinking of.
Oh, okay.
I want to say Andy. I would message Jeremy, but it takes him about 5 years to reply. So
That's right. I'll message him and check up. But yeah, a communal of those would be pretty cool.
He does. He tends to only do sort of more the London-based ones. He'll have like just a table with a few things on it, but there's normally Dragon Mantis on it.
yeah.
The only thing I'm struggling with my female specifically, I don't know if other people might have this, is she will only eat moths. Like I've put flies in there. I've put, I've tried to feed cut mealworms. I've given, bits of silkworm, anything. I've tried absolutely everything, and literally the only thing she'll eat is moths.
My male dragon mantis, when I had it, it was he would eat locusts.
Yeah, I've even tried, obviously small locusts. They just honestly, she won't eat anything.
I think
just said with Dragon Mantis, all they eat is wax moths.
Yeah. That's exactly what I've had to. Oh, okay. Well, I figured it out myself somehow.
I must have had a really weird one because mine was eating locusts. Just strange.
Broken.
There was a broken dragon mantis. It didn't do what it was.
Won't
meant
even
to
eat
do.
the wax worm itself. Like it has to be a moth, so it's like really hard for me to keep a constant supply.
That's what she was told by breed, and that's all hers ate.
Okay, mine ate locusts, and I think Jeremy's probably eats different stuff. I don't know. I think he feeds his a lot of dubia roaches. Well, he used to when he could feed them.
It could just be what that guy uses, though, isn't it? Maybe it's just that's what he feeds his mantis.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard people say, "Oh, mantis should be eating flies. Like they'll only eat flying prey." And it's like all my mantis eat locusts.
Yeah,
like flying prey is a good way to sort of trigger them to but not necessarily.
Yeah, it's quite messy.
I mean, my violin mantis, they all eat small locusts.
Some do seem fussier than others, though. I think some do have a personality.
Okay, the things like the violins, if you're tongue feeding them, they'll eat other things. But if you're not tongue feeding them, they'll only take flying.
Right.
No, mine hunt locusts.
I'd-
I
Yeah,
fed locusts to
Violins take locust. The male that's just reached like sub-adult is a bit more fussy, but they do take locust.
yeah.
I don't
Oh,
know
no,
why.
it's a cricket. Oh, bollocks.
Are yours?
I mean,
like, do yours
I was-
take a while to actually take the food, Chris? Because like the male, all of them are kind of like it, but he's a lot more fussy since reaching sub-adult.
What, my violins?
Yeah.
All of mine, I've managed to tongue feed them once and they accepted it, and then after that they wouldn't accept it on the tongs. So I've left the locust in there,
Like,
and they've ended up grabbing it.
I've got like maybe one that will take it on tongs, but I've got 3 more that are just the male is really, really unwilling to take it. It's like he takes it only to stop it annoying him, not because he wants to eat it.
Just to shut it up.
Yeah, like that's it. But the other ones are still fairly slow as well. I don't know. I know
Might
with
just depend on.
they need to be
Might
like,
just depend on the mantis. It depends on probably what the mantis maybe grew up with eating. I mean, maybe if a mantis has eaten flies for the whole of its life, and then suddenly you give it a locust, it's going to be like, what the hell's that? I don't know.
No,
that
I was told that for my
violins that I
orchard.
got came from somewhere that gives them like all different stuff, so you could never know. But I think yours came from the same place. They just give them lots of random things, and it's like there's crickets and everything mixed into that.
What, Bugs UK?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I found cricket legs in the tub, so I was like, okay, that's what they've been eating. Now I change it.
I don't think you should feed crickets to.
No, you shouldn't. That's why I was like, oh well, yeah, now I'll change it, just to make sure.
Yeah, I
Like
didn't know that either. Crickets and mealworms, I was told that I should stop using, so I did.
I've never heard mealworms. I've heard crickets. Crickets
are okay. I feel like it's when I don't know, like say it's a mantis that sort of does get internal issues easier. Say like a flower mantis or an orchid, for example. Then maybe you don't want to give them something as hard shelled as a mealworm, but most of them are usually.
Oh, I was not told about the shell. I was told that they are dirty feeders, so they like they carry diseases. It was something else as well that turns into soldier flies. I was using was it calcium worms?
calcium worms.
Yeah, I was told not to use it, so I got away from those as well.
No, you can use calcium worms. It's more of like a treat, I guess, or if you want to like. Say you're going to pair them, right? If you want to sort of gut load your female, you can hand her a calcium worm, and it will probably keep her busy whilst he pairs with her. You know, it's that sort of a treat, but also an aid in that.
I was told it's not the calcium worm. Sorry, I was told it's if in case you leave it in there and it turns into a soldier fly. Apparently, that's when.
See, I was told that mantis like soldier flies as well. Like, say you got like a giant Asian and you leave a calcium worm in there. If they don't eat the calcium worm and it turns into a fly, they will take that fly.
Yeah. This is again what I was told. I'm not a mantis expert. I was just told that if they eat it, it's bad for them because of some reason. I always default to an expert. You know, I'm not a mantis keeper. I'm a mantis keeper in terms of I've got a few mantises, but I'm not a mantis keeper. So I kind of, you know,
that's why, like, when Amy said, was that the guy I was talking about? And like, there's just a whole list of people that I have to go through to be like, it might have been this guy or this guy because I'm asking loads.
Yeah,
I think each keeper has their own views and ways of doing things. Probably when it comes to food, I think the crickets have been. I've heard through multiple people that crickets are dirty. Yeah. Crickets potentially will carry parasites because of the way they're bred, because they're bred in mass quantities in dirty.
Yeah, I had a cricket with a nematode.
Environments, they carry the pests into and then can damage your mantis. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's each their own. I think on the rest of them.
And there's also a virus that crickets can pass on to you mantids.
Oh, is it a virus? Yeah, it's virus and not parasite.
It could be either.
Yeah. Oh, it's either. Okay. I was half right then.
Yeah, I got a
Yeah,
like
like Amy said,
a nematode thing come out of it before.
regarding
crickets.
the crickets, like Amy said, it's the chitin on the crickets. So, like it can like tear up their insides and it can block the mantis. So that's why you don't want to feed them crickets mainly.
I think I don't know if you guys know, but there's like an invert wiki a few of us are working on, and I suggested recently, like for the isopods, that we don't really have care guides. We just have kind of like how breeders suggest. So like, you know, on one page you'll have like how 6 different breeders breed their isopods because it's, you know, so new. And I thought that maybe it was a bit more established for like mantises and stuff like that, so you could actually do a care guide. But maybe even then it's undecided. Maybe
With mantis, they're constantly discovering a lot of new species, and even though there are a lot that we do know, some of the time it's like the made up names. Like when you go up to the spider shop and they call it like Haribo mantis and things like that. You know, that's not its name, but it's what you're going by because you don't know more about it yet, because there are quite a few new ones being brought in. But then there's a fair few sort of more common ones. Like, I mean, the moth mantis isn't common, but it is known, and there are like multiple species of it. But then it could be something as simple as giant Asian, but then giant Asians have multiple different scientific names as well because there's different species of them, but they're still all called giant Asian. It's weird. It's a weird one because like not all of those giant Asians may take the same care either, but you would assume that they do because they all come under the same name. So you just Google one of them and think that they're all the same.
yeah, that's true.
Well, Josh said earlier about the about the Pikachu spider or the eight spotted crab spider. Well, the name Pikachu spider came from Spider Shop.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, the Spider Shop called it Pikachu spider, but it's actually, isn't it? There is 8 spotted crab spider, and it's also the Chinese.
There's a few different common names, but yeah, Spider's a very recent one. It's a marketing name because you know it makes it sell.
Yeah.
I need to find a yellow isopod. I'll be rich. I would love a green isopod, a blue isopod. A yellow isopod I'd be happy with, but
the green labels count. Are they not green enough?
Nah, it needs to be like the emerald pillbug. Like it needs to be green. There's nothing. It's so strange that there's not really any green isopod. I find that really hard to believe that there's not more. It's not more common.
Mm-hmm.
See, I really like orange and like purple isopods. That's why the Becks are some that I didn't know I needed them, but now I do.
I've got some orange cappuccinos and they look cool.
Yeah, the orange cappuccinos do look cool.
Not Amy.
I will hopefully have some available in about 3 months.
Oh, no, Amy.
No, Amy.
Cool. Well, I think I'm going to have to head off, but Amy, if you want to carry on, that's fine.
I'm also going to head off.
I've got to feed those spiders. There's like 300, and then I've got like 50 more.
Just in the time of being gone 11:30. I normally finish at 10.
I was kind of thinking, like, Phil, it's quite late, dude.
Sorry, have I kept you up, Phil? Is it
you're fine.
My dashing looks? You just can't get enough of me. You think about biting me the whole time.
It's right. It'll be later when we get nearer to Bloodstock because we'll just be talking about Bloodstock all the time.
Well, there you go. Well, you have to do a stream the day after Bloodstock so we can see how dead you both are.
No,
we're not. No one is in a good fit state. I mean,
there's a stream.
I do not plan to go live on the Monday after Bloodstock.
Put it this way, right? So Bloodstock is from Thursday till Sunday, and then come home Monday, right? I am banned from going back to work straight after the festival. My manager will not allow me to go back to work after the festival. I have to take at least 3 or 4 days off before I can go back, because years ago, I'm not as bad as I am now at all, but years ago I came back from, and I think it was Sonosphere or it might have been Download Festival, and I went straight back to work and I had the shakes and I couldn't function properly because I was going from a weekend fueled with alcohol, just constant everyday drinking from
Adrenaline.
morning, noon, and night to nothing.
Yeah.
And my body was just in complete like collapse. So yeah, my manager basically said I'm not allowed to go back to work until so I take 2 weeks off over bloodstock.
What you're saying is though that you're free Monday night, right? so now you've got to all do a stream.
I'm physically there, but I'm mentally not.
Yeah, that'll be the same for me.
Yeah, like literally.
Well, I'll be there technically longer than Chris.
Yeah,
you're
I'll be there a day longer because I'll be there from the Sunday.
Yeah, which I'm gutted about because I really wanted to do
I'll
that
be there
Wednesday.
from the Wednesday. I'll be
Yeah,
getting there
like
Wednesday.
I really like the Wednesday because the Wednesday is where you can just sit around a tent, like the camp, chill out, have a few drinks,
Yeah,
a
just give
laugh.
me a
Pre-game a bit.
Yeah,
Alex,
But,
what about the pink flower crab spiders?
But yeah,
because I'm camping VIP. I can't do that.
you chose to go
Ooh.
VIP.
So you get a fancy toilet.
Yeah, I get porcelain toilets.
Porcelain toilets.
Yeah, porcelain toilets, unlimited showers as much as you want.
Wait, hold on. No, that's not a real marketing ploy, surely. They do not
Yeah.
say you get porcelain toilets.
Yeah,
No,
Yeah.
they don't. Come on. No, that's having me on.
you literally VIP, right?
So it's a VIP. So hold on. This is how I'm seeing Bloodfest now. You're VIP, you get porcelain toilets. If you're standard, you get plastic. And what?
Yeah.
If you're general, you get a hole in the floor. And that's
No,
their marketing. There's nothing
general.
else.
You literally get a portaloo, and
Yeah.
I think the blokes get a little sort of station area, this round station area where you have to try and avoid eye contact with the guy that is pissing the other side.
Opposite you.
Oh,
So you're literally going to a little like this.
that are circular, and it just
That's
It's just four in a circle having a picture like.
So bad.
Funny.
But yeah, so VIP you get to park very close to the campsite.
Some of the standard camps, so if you go all the way to like we did 1 year, it's wooden toilets.
They literally is wooden toilets. It's
Yeah.
medieval times.
And they're composting toilets.
Oh,
So
they have,
that's the
do
one
they have
below the portal.
instead of toilet paper, do they use like a sponge on a stick, like the Romans?
No,
Use
you
the
do
same
get-
stick to shower as well.
You have to take a little cup of bark in with you.
That's great.
Yeah,
Dock
So
leaves.
it's porcelain
Dock leaves if you
toilet.
really need something special.
so bad.
So
Yeah,
top tier is porcelain, and then portaloos, and then wooden.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
Wow.
VIP also you get parking right close to the campsite. Your campsite is behind the main stage, so it takes 2 seconds to get there. You get into the VIP access only bar, and you get a free t-shirt.
But if you're going to be there with all of them, they won't be able to get in the VIP bar, right?
No,
But you can drink on your own the whole time.
no, because I go with a different group of mates. I go with my
Oh,
festival.
I see. You're just going to be there. You're not
But
necessarily.
yeah, but my
Sleeping together.
festival mates tend not to go and see bands much. So probably this is the last year I'll be going in VIP because yeah,
Right. I see.
it costs a lot of money. Like how much was standard, Phil?
200.
200 quid.
Yeah,
I think
I think that's a lot.
yeah, 200 quid. I paid for VIP. It's I want to say 360 to 400 £.
Yeah, it's a lot for a porcelain toilet. Do you get a shower as VIP?
Yeah, unlimited showers.
Do you get a shower as part of standard? No.
Yeah, no, you do.
Pay.
But you have to pay a lot of money and queue
It's
for
like
like.
£7 for a 4-minute shower or something.
Oh
And
my
queue
god!
up all day
Yeah.
for it.
so
You are
Phil's coming on with Bazooka That Veruca as his new partnership deal.
You know, I come back. The first shower I have post website is always the best shower of the year.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, but the other funny thing is when you're coming home, you see all of the festival goers that stop at the first surface station to go and use a normal toilet.
Yeah.
And
it
it
must be awful.
it's grim.
Yeah, no,
It's grim.
mud everywhere. Just absolutely.
You hope it's mud.
Yeah, you hope it's mud. I feel terrible then for people that go to the first day of a festival and they just get absolutely trounced in mud. They're rolling around. They've got to spend like the whole 3 days.
All right, here's a funny story. So Download Festival, a few years ago, it absolutely tipped it down. The mud was awful. And Download Festival, is basically on a slope. So you walk down to get to the main stage. And we were walking up the slope, and there were these drunk blokes basically diving into the mud and like diving and skidding along the mud in this really wet area of the mud. And we walked up and we were watching, and there was this kind of stream coming down the hill. And when we got up to the top, there was this wooden wall and a line of blokes pissing up on this wall, and this stream of urine was going down the hill into this pool where people were diving in.
No. Oh my god, that's awful.
Yeah,
this is
really
why
good.
I don't go to festivals. This is, I wouldn't even go to Bloodfest. And what was that? Whatever the one my missus went to. That was like a day. That sounds. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like music, but not as. I don't know. Maybe I'm just not as passionate about it.
No, I haven't been to Bloodstock yet. I like music, but it's a lot.
Bloodstock, we don't tend to get those sort of things happening.
No. Bloodstock is.
He says maybe this year.
Bloodstock is it's so more family friendly. It's kind of. I mean, you never get mud. I mean, or if you do, it's very minimal mud.
Is it? It's probably because of the time of the year, though, right?
No, it's the quality of the land.
Oh, okay.
It's the gravel quarry, isn't it? So like the drainage is incredible.
Yeah,
oh, nice.
It's like the best place you could ever have a festival. Like it's an incredible place to have a festival. Because as Phil just said, it's got the best drainage ever. So when it does rain, it just goes. You get a little bit of surface mud.
I think the only year I've had there where it got really muddy was when it just bucketed it down. I think that was first time Amon Amarth headlined.
Yeah, because that was when Amon Amarth played the iconic thing of they were playing the song "Twilight of the Thunder Gods" whilst it was thundering.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Like, well, there was a thunderstorm in the distance, but it was pretty epic that you were listening to this Viking.
Did they headline or were they special guests that year?
They were headlining. No, special guest. They were special guest. Yeah.
That's the only year I've known it to be really muddy.
Yeah.
It did get quite muddy then, and I just remember being really cold, and I was like, I want to last out till Amon Amarth, and as soon as Amon Amarth finished, I was like, right, I'm off home.
Yeah.
Because I was soaked. I was cold. And I was slipping everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
But that's the only year I've known it to actually be muddy. But I was just...
I think sometimes if it does rain a little bit, you still get a bit of mud in certain places, like the path going from.
What you're saying?
Sorry,
it's avoidable though.
It is, but it's more like just puddles, like in places like
the odd puddle in high traffic area, so like right at the arena entrance or whatever. But then they always have piles of bark ready to put on it.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, because normally the path going from the main entrance to Midgard, that bit gets muddy.
Yeah,
but that's because you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 campsites walking through that area.
Hmm.
So you've got tens of thousands of people walking, well, more than hundreds of thousands of people walking backwards and forwards through that a day, in one day. So, yeah, I mean,
Wow.
I think
I hope you guys have fun.
we will, I can guarantee it, because it's my favourite time of the year.
Yep.
Sounds good. I am going to have to go, guys. I don't know if you can tell,
Yeah.
but I
I
am actually
need
getting
to-
tired.
I'm going to end the stream because,
It was a pleasure to see you all. Thank you so much for having me.
No,
Hopefully I didn't chew your ears off too much, and I'll see you in a bit.
cheers for coming
Yeah.
on. Yeah,
Cheers.
all right.
Bye.
Yeah, right. Oh, and yeah, I will end the stream anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, cheers everyone for watching, and we'll catch you again next week. And my video will be out on Wednesday.
Yes.
Right, everyone.
Bye, everyone.